All right, we're here at the PGL RMR. I am Maui Snake, joined by Exit and Turtle. So, players for MIBR. First question for you guys is, what are your guys' expectations for MIBR at the RMR event?
Our expectations right now is very high. We want to achieve to the major because I think we are in a good shape right now, and we are playing a good CS.
We are so confident because we win some tournaments in NAA. So we are so hyped, so focused, and so confident.
You guys just won the Challenger League, actually. How close do you guys think that it has you to some of the other upper echelon teams?
I believe that we are on one of the best teams in this tournament, and if we play our A game, like our best game, and we can beat everyone.
Okay, I want to touch on, you guys have two coaches. You have Bit and you have Nuke. So, first of all, who's going to be standing behind you guys as your designated coach for the event?
It's going to be Nuke. He's going to be standing behind us.
Okay. So what do they both bring that's different? You were saying Bit kind of helps with your like one half, or was it a T side, or from you guys though?
Bit's helping us with everything. Okay. Like he's our main coach, so he's always with us. He's always bringing new stuff with us. So I believe that our strongest parts is because of them. Our T side is getting better right now, and he's a very good guy, like strategically speaking.
He always recorded what the good things are making, the heroic, Navi, a lot of things like this, the tier 1 things. He passed all things in a good way, so he helped us a lot. I think it's that the explain everything so well.
Okay, anything that you would want to say to Brazilian fans that may be watching the broadcast?
In Portuguese or?
Yeah, and either's fine.
Eu queria só agradecer aí todo mundo que está torcendo pela gente. A gente vai dar nosso máximo, a gente está treinando muito mesmo, porque o objetivo de todo mundo é estar no Major, e pode esperar aí o MIBR da melhor forma possível. A gente comemorando, gritando, dando a vida no jogo mesmo, porque é isso que vai fazer a gente estar lá. E é isso, rapaziada. Continua torcendo pela gente, que a gente... É muito da hora ver todo mundo mandando mensagem, torcendo e apoiando a gente. Então, valeu, galera. Tamo junto.
Let's do this. I think it's safe to say your guys' expectations for this event are to qualify for the major. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Do you see a challenger for you guys at this?
It's hard to say, but like we expect ourselves we are seed 1 and we're like the best in the tournament, so we need to prove ourselves and like play as the best team. But it's always hard because everybody here is playing for their lives. It's like a very important tournament for everybody, so I know it's going to be very tough to get the 3-0 and even fight for the spot. So that's what we want, and we're going to do our best to do that, but it's going to be very tough. We need to play our best.
I want to talk about your performance. I think you had a really solid pro league for a lot of it. I mean, you were not only going for the openers that we're used to seeing you do, but you were also winning a lot of those opening duels. Why do you think, or what do you think it takes for Art to be in the zone so that you're not only executing the game plan, but doing it and finding success?
It's a lot of things that has to happen. I would say that recently, since Safe joined, I feel way more comfortable to do things I like think are right to do in the game, and sometimes those things put us in a situation of like in a situational round where we need to play a 3v3 or 4v4 or even sometimes 5v4 or 4v5s. And with Safe as Alp, I feel way more comfortable putting my team in that situation. Sometimes I go for a play. I feel that's risky, but I know that if it goes well, maybe we won the round easy. And if it goes wrong, I still have Safe and the rest of the team behind me to put up with my play. So I think that makes me way more confident to do my own stuff and have the free will of doing what I think is right for the team.
Okay, last question. How does a Furia game plan change from a BO3 to a BO1?
Oh, it depends. Like, depends who we face, depends on the map. It's a lot of things because, you know, when it's a BO1, it's a lot of pressure. More pressure for us, but sometimes more pressure for them because if we are playing more loose, because we can, they also feel more pressure because it's they have short time to adapt and do new stuff. So they have a place where they, should we do more strategies because they're playing loose, or should we punish them and not do strategies? So it's hard for them to prepare on BO1s, but it's also harder for us because if you do commit mistakes and we play too aggressive or too passive, it's the game, you know. So it's hard for both teams.
I'm broken and I'm barely breathing. I'm falling 'cause my heart stopped beating. This is how it all goes down tonight. This is how you bring me back to life. This is what it's like when we collide. This is how you bring me back to life.
Welcome back to Bucharest for another day here of the Americas RMR. We're heading into what is essentially the final of the Americas RMR, the winners matchup really between these two teams to really see who's going to go forward to a legend spot and the other for the challengers.
Yeah, like we don't really have a grand final around here, but if we did, this would be it. And that first spot that you heard Art talking about not that long ago, they're the first seed. Well, I'm sure they want to grab that legend spot, skip that first group stage, right? Make sure that they're able to get a little bit further in the tournament just off the RMRs alone. So excited to get this one underway. I think here Furia are still the hard favorites against MIBR. I don't think too many people would be disagreeing with that one right there, but MIBR, they've done a great job to secure one of the first spots, so they're in contention here to grab this #1 seed.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, coming into this event, Furia have just been on fire. They're looking so solid, but MIBR, they are looking to try and take them down in this best of 3. You've seen how much it meant to this team heading to the major, and now to confirm themselves a deeper spot in that competition would mean the absolute world to this roster. We have seen this team rise from unknown quantities to potentially the next generation of a few of these players. So I'm looking forward to seeing MIBR what they can do against the top dogs of the Americas right now.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it here. I think Cello is probably the more household name out of the bunch, but when you look towards the coaching staff, you've got Bit there, you can see Knack there as well. That is the older generation of the MIBR rosters, and then it's the newer version which are able to secure themselves a spot at that major already, but getting into the huddle, getting into those conversations, and excited to see how far they can push the issue today, because the major's not that far away, and if they can look at least competitive against Furia today, that might set a couple of people's standards a little bit high when we do actually move into Antwerp.
Well, I know the pressure is somewhat off now. You've got the major spot, but also confidence probably rising for the side now they've made it through. We'll see what they can do against the front runners of Furia. The clear favorites here in the Americas. They've come out swinging. They've got the fights of Furia and Yuri and Kesarado. We see Art, just the Mad Genius, opening things up, but the addition of Safe has provided the clutch factor as well, and that is what we've seen yesterday.
Yeah, and I think that's going to do wonders for Safe's confidence. He's doing it against teams that he's a bit more familiar with here, and if he can carry that through to the international competition, that would be fantastic. It brings them back to where the team potentially was with Henny within the roster. Drops another one that's been showing a little bit better in terms of form. Some great clutch work from him. So I am excited to see how far Fury can really push the issue, because right now they're in the conversation to be one of these, I don't want to call them a dark horse team for the major, but when you compare them to the likes of the Navis of the world, the Phases of the world, right? If Fury can start finding themselves in that conversation to be a threat within the major, that's great news, and they're trending upwards event after event at the moment.
Yeah, well, we look at them in the last major, where we'll make the playoffs, right? So this is a team that would love to do better than that and be competitive within the playoffs if they can get that far.
That's a good point, right? Because of this roster right here on your screen, well, because of the team right here on the screen, there's a reason that there's a legend spot given to the Americas. Otherwise, it'd just be challengers and contenders positions, right? So it is fantastic work for them, and I'm sure that they want to grab that spot to carry that through, because there's no doubt in my mind that they are the best team, well, from Brazil. I guess in terms of the region, they're showing up Liquid at the moment, who are still in that rebuilding phase, with Shox and OC entering the mix here. So Furia, I think it'd be the icing on top of the cake if they could just grab this #1 spot here today. But I like that we've gone for the cowboy chic today, Dinko. You've gone for the denim, and I've gone obviously for, I don't know what this would be labeled.
Brown.
Yeah, you're right, with a fluffy collar.
It's a little, maybe tan.
Tan?
Yeah.
Maybe I need a tan.
Maybe yeah, so do I. I haven't seen the sun in days, Chad.
It'll be these lights, though. You never know. We might be able to get a bit of a...
The gamer glow.
Yeah, it's making us look a little bit more radiant.
Yeah, well, a wonderful makeup artist makes me look presentable every day. So.
I forgot to have makeup.
Yeah, you look fantastic, Chad.
Thank you.
It's all good. I think the skincare routine, we got to share that, I think, over Twitter. We got to get your skincare routine going out there. Maybe some Instagram stories, something like that.
Yeah, it's called getting old.
Yes, well, you know, the skincare routine, it's expensive, Chad. It is hard to keep that up. I've been struggling. But, you know, we're looking at a matchup here that MIBR coming into it, you know, the pressure is off, really. You know, you've made the major, but a legend spot would just make it incredible for this team.
Yeah.
But it's hard to see how they manage in a best-of-3 versus Furia. It gets a little tough when it comes to maps as
If
well.
I'm going to be honest, I expect this to be quick. I was going to say
Okay,
close.
yeah.
I expect this to be quick. I think that Furia should probably roll over them here. I think that Furia have a lot more to play for. I know you send the pressure off with MIBR, but as we see the maps on the screen here, Nuke, Overpass, and then Vertigo if we need it. Vertigo would probably be one of the better bets for MIBR with some of the maneuvers that we've seen them go for here, and it will be the third if we get there, but that's if we get there. So I just have a couple of question marks. I think today, if you're Furia, you know job's not done. This is the spot that you came here for, right? You didn't come here to come in a challenger position or a contender position. You came here to grab one of those legend slots. So I think today they have a lot more to play for, and they've been hot at the moment. So I expect them to continue that form. But there have been some real aggressive maneuvers from the likes of Jota and Cello, right? When we did that Vertigo game against Pain the other day, they were very aggressive over towards that A ramp. I'm curious to see just how unbridled they are today, because you're saying no pressure. Maybe they play like that, and that would mean we get a bit more of a scrimmy affair, which against Furia already seems to be the case.
Yeah, exactly. This could be a very fun matchup from a spectator's perspective, and maybe not a lot of replicable Counter-Strike, you would say, but it's definitely going to be exciting. And I love that we get good maps with these teams, right? It's none of your puggy maps like Dust 2s, Mirage. We get the Nuke, Overpass, and Vertigo.
Yeah, I think, look, I think Nuke out the gate here, we always talk about this with Furia. It sounds a bit like a broken record at the moment, but the way that they like to approach this map is obviously very lobby-centric, and they will be starting on that T side because this is their map choice. They do a lot of plays in through towards the Heart and Squeaky, as opposed to the traditional smoke walls that you see. And then on the CT side, you get Yuri and K-Serrado locking down over towards A. Art is a bit more flexible alongside of Safe, is a bit more of the rotating players on that CT side, and then over towards Ramp, you have Drop locking things down. So I think here for this one, Furia picking this, they're more than happy to start T side out the gates, which is always curious, right? That's one of the things. Are you happy to do that? Well, apparently they are. If we want to reflect as well on how we got to this point, Furia were able to beat up on Leviathan. They beat Isurus, and those were two 16-4 games, and then a 2-0 against Complexity to lock themselves in for the major. On the other side of things for MIBR, it was a win against 9Z, a win against Pain, and then the 2-1 game against Imperial that we covered off yesterday, I believe it was. No, the day before.
Day before. They're all
yesterday was
blending into
Imperial
one.
Party Astronauts.
Yeah, so the only last two games and the last few games that Fury have lost is against FaZe. #1 in the world, right? So
Kinda nice.
Yeah, I mean, this is looking good for Furia just in general. Now we can obviously talk about the region and the Americas. Absolutely no one should really be coming close to them. But now we start to look at Furia for the future because they have got the major spot. If they get the legend spot, then we can start to consider what Furia could do at the actual major in just a few weeks' time, because they seem to be starting to hit their peak now again. And the last time they hit a peak was with Henny. Now we talk about maybe some similarities coming to the roster, maybe even another level for Safe to go to. This now becomes a very exciting roster.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that they can evolve into here. Maybe people aren't too familiar with the terminology that we're throwing around as well. So if you're a challenger or a contender team, what it means is you basically start in the first phase of the major, and that's where the first 16 team worth of Swiss is, with all the regions coming together. If you get a legend spot, you're the top 8 teams, and you get to skip through to the second week of play where we do the Swiss all over again. But enough of that talking. Let's get into the fragging. MIBR on the CT side, Furia on the attack here of the T side, and away we go. Julie's for Turtle. Some utility out here for Art. Gonna nade open that squeaky door. A smoke for good measure. Wait, it's only the flash, so the smoke will come a little bit later. Round pressure on Cello.
Yeah, Cello going to be tested by Art early on, who just continues to run down the ramp. Furia forcing them back, and Cello immediately decides to drop down. He's in a good spot to try to take away at least one. And with the over-the-shoulder view, we see Cello get to. Art finally takes him down, and Kesterado elsewhere draws the numbers back to even.
Art has this smoke still to deploy. Can smoke off towards single. He could use this anywhere he likes. He's just going to get the bomb down. The rotation starting to come on through secret. Jota seems to be noted as a buddy in tow, and the Julie's in Keserado's hands now. 30 bullets to ring out. Damage done. Dropping back and more.
He softened them up entirely, and now they really have nowhere to go but into his crosshair, and Kesterado eventually will go down. Woody has a kit in his back, but Art has slipped behind him, hunting him down. The double doors open, pulling the distraction, and Woody hits the deck.
Feels like for a moment that Art was considering a knife potential
Felt
as
like
he scooped a little bit closer. So good things for Fury to kick it off with the pistol round win. And now it's just how quick this one can be. I want to see how much of a fight MIBR can put up. If you look at the head-to-head between these two teams, it's from a show match event in 2021. And in that show match event, where we know that the stakes are naught, quite literally, there was a 13-0 victory for MIBR over Furia and a 13-5 victory for MIBR over Furia on Cobble.
Cobblestone.
So, yeah, exactly, right?
Many of our viewers will have never seen Cobblestone.
Precisely. So I hope that that lack of information for them puts things into context here. But Art is very early into this Krieg. I expect some more fun Counter-Strike out of Furia today, as we have lost K-Serrado early.
That's a way of getting down Secret. Just one little smoke out to main. You do expose yourself to a bit of a gap, but even then, you should be able to get down against the weaker weapons at that range, and the kill has been pulled back by Yuri. Woody, the victim of the rifle, and Safe actually alleviating his position down towards Secret. They're letting Art play through Hell to push in towards this ramp room.
Yeah, a lot of control here early. Defense currently split into 2-2 as they push for some lobby control here. Turtle and Exit. The two men tasked with clearing that out, while Jota and Cello towards the lower side of things hope that their Deagles can sing. There is the low HP on Safe, so a bullet to the belly will be his demise, and Art's being flanked whether he knows it or not.
Peek from Drop, sees one in the vent. Now looks down towards the stairway. They're trying to pull it back into Art. Art is just hoping to walk into this B site.
Art did just hear Turtle running,
Yeah.
so there's a lot of talking. 35 seconds now. Art needs to get one of these kills. Or maybe not. Dinks.
Oh, he's wrapping the door now. And spots out Cello, removes him. Exit has got an AK.
Should just be save, I think, here. No point giving this on over. The upgrades of the Force for MIBR in the second should be held onto as the digits are punched on in, and the bomb will get planted. So 40 seconds thrust onto that clock. Now, if you are joining us today, this will be the only game on the secondary stream. The rest of the action will be going down on that main stream. Currently, 9Z taking on Sao Catano. And later in the day, we do have Pain versus Case. And to finish things off, for all you North American viewers, it will be Evil Geniuses taking on Party Astronauts. Now, every single one of those games can be framed as an elimination, but also a survival match, because the winners of those games do not qualify for the major yet. They will go on to tomorrow, where they will be in a bit of a 6th to 8th playoff decider bracket, where they'll still need to win a couple of best of threes to get on through.
Yeah, those games have a anxiety-ridden path, and this game feels like it's got, you know, a blissful utopia throughout today, I think.
The thing is, this started yesterday for the teams who were in that 2-2 bucket. Like, it started much earlier for the teams who were in the 0-2 bucket, I imagine. But
Oh, yeah.
the teams who were 2-1 yesterday with an opportunity to go through who were unable to close, Party Astronauts is one that comes to mind, now have so much extra work to do to grab that 6th and final spot, because we have locked in 5 positions so far from the Americas RMR.
When this round, MIBR have, you know, got the same weapons over, still stands a bit of a chance to do some damage, but the nade stack, the triple setup in towards main has sprinkled a little bit of damage across the board here, but Furia not just committing at the start of the round. They're going to be slowing things down a little bit and holding for some aggression, looking to pick them apart piece by piece.
I think the fact that Art has bought a Krieg second round is really quite telling of what we can expect in this game.
Oh. And that as well, maybe, perhaps. Turtle holds the Krieg now, give it away, and K-Serrado, he's still at the doorway, so they haven't been able to collect it, but Turtle holding for the overextension. K-Serrado goes through, and will tread out Turtle. Oh, second headshot is good towards Heaven. Drop manages the headshot as well, and now we're just down to a couple of players, now just Cello in the 1v4.
Yeah, I think that one of the biggest dramas as like this matchup, and I know it's super early, MIBR could make a game of things. I don't want people to think I'm talking too much trash here, but there was 2 teams in this event that were clear shoo-ins for the major, and those 2 teams were Liquid and Furia. And I think for most, they were expecting this matchup to be Liquid, and they were upset by 0-0 Nation in the opening game. 0-0 Nation are now eliminated, and Liquid are locked on in. It's just unfortunate this is the way it shook out, because this could have been a highly contested, really close affair. Who could be the best in the Americas? A real conversation. I think now, you know, it's just signed, sealed, and delivered the fact that it is Furia. It's up to them to not drop the ball here, and that's what I was talking about earlier, that coming into this event, they would love to secure this spot, right? Not only is it a bit of bragging rights, yeah, look, we've confirmed that we're the best, we've grabbed that legend spot. It's also wanting to make sure that you keep those positive vibes going into the major in a couple weeks' time, right? Knowing that you haven't fumbled a game that you should have been winning.
Gives you more practice time as well, right? If you're in the challenger stage,
that's very true.
You have to show quite a bit, because let's be real, that challenger stage is a very competitive field. You have to sometimes pull out some of your best pieces to try and just get through it. So don't want to slip on that. Exit, stopping the attack forward, Art and drop down, and that is going to be a big advantage here for MIBR.
K-Serrado's got the bomb, but needs to get past Cello now. Shot noted. AK bullets swinging past the head. Safe will grab Exit, goes on down, and the chase is coming.
It feels like at this point, well, Yuri's on top silo. So Caserado,
How's he meant to be helped here?
yeah, he's getting wrapped from Decon, Ramp. He is in a position where you just can't win, and that flash is going to make things even more difficult. Woody removes him, and Yuri's on secret, so they know they can just stick it. They get the kill. Pretty convincing round there from IBR. Fury do get a bomb plant, so the money's still looking good, but that was an easy round for MIBR.
Yeah, started with the exit double. Gets one as that smoke, I think it was a little bit misthrown towards Squeaky's door. Had a bit more of a wider gap. Maybe it was intentional. We know that Fury like to get up to a couple of those hijinks. And then finding the second as they try and slink on down the vents. So good stuff here from exit. This is the double back again. That shot onto drop. I don't know how much he meant to land that, but regardless, it's a big one to find.
Loved how emotional we got to see MIBR the other day. It's just really, we can tell you guys at home how much it means to the players, but to see it from their faces and hear it from the players' mouths themselves, it just adds another layer to the human understanding of it all. And Furia committing quickly. Yuri has actually burned away Caserado. Turtle gets the first kill of play. So Furia are down significant numbers, and now they're having to battle back. Sim gets two, and through the smoke, Jota connects. Cello's up in the rafters, and Yuri. We'll see him in the gap, and the shot for Cello, the turnaround from Yuri. Ooh, he can make this happen, but wasn't expecting Woody from the same position. And MIBR will have the round. Yuri makes that very close indeed.
Yeah, close one there, but yet to break MIBR in the CT side. As Caserado into a rebuy, got some head armor, got some AKs. He can actually drop an AK across right now if he doesn't want to go with any utils. So a close one. And there's that way the round started. Poor Caserado, they get melted away. I would love it if we could get a team kill counter going on
There is a lot.
for each of the RMRs, right? We can compare when we get to the end. See who, which region had the most.
I think I think the Americas would have it right now. Like from the get-go, it's hard to see how any other region would compete with the amount of team kills you've had so far.
Come on now, we got the Asian RMR coming up
Less
tomorrow.
teams, Chad, less games.
That's,
You know?
wow. More calamities traditionally, just us Blair. You can see the age on his face.
Yeah, Blair's actually 20. It's been a long road for him. Exit, getting rid of Art. 1 for 1 at the start of the round here. Jota. Forward to peek around and drop. Whew, lovely headshot.
Yeah, nice kill. Something to work with now. They've been smoked off. The push from Woody accounted for, but Caserado can't land the bullets. 3 on 3. If they wrap to heaven right now, they know they have a bit of a timing because of the ramp push, so they might catch them in rotation back to grab this hell territory. And well, here it is. Up the ladder they slide. The toes just missed on out there.
They are worried about heaven, but they have been able to slip undetected back in towards this ramp room. 30 seconds left. The commitment to be almost surely locked in from this point.
They have 2 Molotovs here, so if they Molotov over towards the stairwell... Oh, Cello's position. Hold up a second. If he just stays tucked, he could win this just by denying the plan.
Do they molly it out? Do they use utility to clear him out, or does he fight? He's missed his chance. Now they know exactly where he is. They can put the pressure onto him. 9 seconds, they will drop on him. And Cello, he's out of there. 2 players left here for MIBR. You've got to try and retake this one. Going back into the fray. That's looking good here for Fury. Now they've got these post plants established. Both remaining players have to come through the ramp. Still utility available here for Furia as well. Decon door smoke thrown out by Woody. But you've got to deal with Safe, who's down in the dark cubby. And you've got Drop to alleviate the pressure from him. For MIBR, they don't have much money. It has to be the save call, and the rifle's carried into the next.
They really wanted to go for it there.
They
you
really
could tell, right? I'm sure, you know, the sensibility's getting the better of them in that moment. But a good round from Drop. 2 big kills. Able to confirm Furia's 4th, and they're going to get back into those winning ways after the pistol with conversions. 1 more of those, and they'll be broken. Big grins on the faces right here of Furia.
They look like they're having fun every time we see them, Chad, and that's great. There's a lot of teams that you're looking at that you can tell. You know, it's just laser focus, getting the job done, but they have a lot of fun along the way while also getting the job done.
Yeah, I think when you continue to win, things are always going to be a bit more fun. You know, winning tends to do that. MIBR going to be taking a tactical timeout here to have a bit of a chit-chat. Make sure they can stretch these finances here. It's going to be Turtle into an MP9, looking like the rest of which should be pretty set with M4s in hand. Cello, what are you going to be bringing into play? Gonna grab an MP9 as well. So this is still a tidy looking buy. Not too many dramas here. I have to really chop and change my expectations these days. I come from a generation of Counter-Strike where if it wasn't like 4 rifles, an AWP, and full sets of utility, it wasn't a full buy. But the way that Counter-Strike's gone, and we have so many more viable weapons.
Yes. And the economy game as well, it's a little easier to manage, I think, at times. You don't have that hard reset, right? That era of Counter-Strike, when we had the hard reset, it was, you could kind of tell how the game was going to go halfway through the map, but these days it's much harder to call.
Yeah, that's when, it was that 15-year period, I suppose.
Yeah, that era, 15 years.
The hard drop off the cliff. Now we have a bit more of a comfortable little pendulum.
Yeah, so we have got a trampoline to catch them. Or trying to insert some control out Squeaky early. The blow off the Zorth, but the fresh utility's been bombarded into the positions, but no one yet really committing through the choke points, drawing out as much utility from IBR as possible.
Joda is low. Slight issue here, but definitely not the end of the world. Must be so hard to navigate in a lot of these positions when you have a team like Furia who just bombard the top side time and time again. Nades, spam. You're not so worried about yard, but your top players are under fire, quite literally. Can't lurk behind any smokes. They're just trying to control the positions that you can stand on in. Now, Total retaining some information here on the Tetris box, can jiggle on through with the MP9 just to spot anybody trying to play through Squeaky. Utility left on over. There's enough for a top pop out of Furia. 44 seconds remain, and they need to find some traction now. Flash forward.
Oh, and Turtle's position removed by Safe. Exit able to come through on the drop. And well, Exit's doing a lot of work from the back of this side. Another multi-kill for him found. Woody takes position in Vent, and now we're just down to 1 player. As Yuri goes down, as Kesserado left towards the doorway. 20 seconds to make this happen. Heaven player, Slight player, and Main now actually pushed outside his Joda and the Vent of Woody. So Kesserado needs an incredible clutch. Up the vent they come, and they had a chance, but Woody to the kill. A little bit of time anyway.
Ooh.
A little bit of BM.
I like it. I like it. I'm sure there's a little bit in the water here. MIBR must know that they are underdogs in this type of situation. Want to try and get under the skin of Furia the best you can. I think one of the things with Furia is if you're going for that as the underdog team, you're just going to incite them to want to own you harder. They obviously want to win, but you don't want to give them any reason to want to double down on that promise. Exit's done a great job in multiple rounds here, just anchoring down towards the floor of the top side, so hopefully we get to see more and more out of him. Up to 8 kills so far, leading the charge for his team, and over towards A with a lot of util again, just steaming through smokes, flashes, molotovs, the works right now, out of the hands of Furia.
I wonder what the comms are like when you play against Fury, where they just bombard the net every time towards door. You don't know if they're rushing A, they could be doing that, or they could be going ramp like they're doing right now. Cello happy to try and hold on. Kesserado goes in the vent, but Fury are very good at just having explosive moments, slowing it down. Explosive moments, slowing it down again. And it's hard to really gauge how to play against this. Woody goes into the vent, Kesserado not looking the right way, and that's the kill pulled out.
Here we go, the jump from Art will be found, drop on the trade. Woody's going to find some more damage here from the double doors and spamming with the USP. He spotted both.
Oh, Save hops through the control room window. Exit's coming down towards Decon. Yuri from the rafters down to the side makes a sound cue. The Exit can track, confirm some information. But both of these Furia players now thinking about the vent play, and they found the headshot. Turtle down.
Oh dear. Vent to top, it's the right call.
Exit hears it, he's quick on this. He wants to come back up, but now that the bomb is confirmed,
This is a perfect
they're letting
position
Joda
by
make the
Yuri.
play. Yeah, Joda's position is strong, but with Yuri back out in lobby, a couple of shots being rattled, but Exit will play with Joda to take him out of the round, so it's down to Safe. We've seen some incredible clutches from him yesterday. Now has to do it again. Joda down. Second was opportunity there, but Exit able to recover it. He's been really solid at the start of this.
Looks like they're getting the yells over the walls right there, trying to fire themselves up. And yeah, look, a tidy round, all things considered. Could have gotten out of control there. It was quite a light buy, right? It was still obviously an investment, but it didn't have all the bells and whistles. There's a couple of Mac 10s in the mix. It stalled out quite early there with that Cello ramp smoke as they were trying to push on down. So the fact they get the plant, I'm sure that Fury are happy with this, and it is going to be the classic hero AK coming out to play. That's been dropped into the hands of Yuri here. It's starting to get even heavier of a purchase on the way out the door. Some more investments from other Furia members. Boost on up. Quick incendiary to stall out the early progression. Now, you have an AK in the mix, you want to allow him some time to work, and this is where the change-up for Furia comes in. Not through lobby, through yard this time, so Joda might get a bit of a rude shock.
Here is AK.
Oh, beautiful.
Gets flashed. And that's an easy peek out for Joda to collect the first kill.
That's what you want to see. It's Counter-Strike, teamwork, it's all part and parcel of the game at hand. Cello going to take a fight at ramp, but not backing down, peppering away with the M4 to hold the encroaching T's. Regrouping. Drop. Trying to work this Tech 9 towards Heart. As I mentioned, Exit has been good towards this position. We've seen him play it a couple of times so far. Squeaky smoked off again. We are in the sub 1 minute mark now, and regrouping should be name of the game. All 4 T's together in lobby here, and Art trying to crack this one open through Squeaky door. The smoke will be fading momentarily. An opportunity for him to take a fight towards main.
Art clearing out towards Squeaky. No one playing close. CT then swings the turtle. Oh, okay. A little spray transfer to the second, and the rest of MIBR sweep up Furia for a 5th round as they now take the lead.
Okay, this is looking good so far for MIBR. They've done a lot of the heavy lifting, and I think they might start to buy a bit of respect out of Furia. A timeout has been taken, a conversation needs to be had, because the money, it's on the cusp, right? They should be able to buy it and look relatively threatening here, but what's the approach going to be? Art made a step on the way out Squeaky door there. I think that alerted them to the presence a little bit earlier. There's Knack in the background. He's having a good time. The hands go up. They're having some fun with it here.
Looks comfy back there.
It is crazy, like with the generations of Counter-Strike. It was once upon a time when you stopped playing Counter-Strike professionally, that was it. And now you have these legends of old who are competing as coaches.
Yeah. And you know, when you sort of step back, Chad, from playing, was the coaching option really available to you then, or was it always a broadcast path for you?
I think like coaching, if I went back to Australia and did it, there definitely wasn't the money to do so, right? It wasn't as it is now. I think now it would be possible. There's a lot more organizations down there. There's a lot more opportunity. But it wasn't something that was an easy consideration, that's for sure.
This is quick for Furia, as you usually see. And Turtle comes away with a double. Woody helped him out just with another. A couple of kills coming back in here for Furia, but they're running and beating their heads, if they say, time and time again. But MIBR have not cracked yet. Playing pretty well here on this side, but Casterado, you don't want to give him too many chances. He might just find a way to win this. And the double setup towards Heaven and Rafters. Difficult to crack this one if you're Furia, and if you're Casterado, to get that bomb back as well.
Lots of time for this clutch though, right? That's one of the keys that he has in his favor here. I know that the bomb is marooned, but as the time tickles on down, MIBR have to start considering the potential flank, the around the worlds, all the different options that are available to them here. So Cello will have to start accounting for Heaven at some point. Means that Woody will then have to worry about Heart, Squeaky, and the main push. And actually, Cello's getting slightly aggressive with this, so taking the fight into his own hands.
Well, this is the information he wants to get. He's about to spot Casterado. Actually give him a chance there for the 1v1. Would have made it an easier fight, but wins it. Gets loud. MIBR, they want that legend spot, and you can see pretty good start from them. Furia struggling to make these top site hits work.
I'm just wondering why I couldn't get in the Go TV here. I'm sitting here going, why isn't that connected? There was an update overnight.
There was.
I gotta roll it back. I gotta roll it back.
Did you see what they had to fix, Chad?
Yes. I don't know how that was even possible.
How? Like, how do you have an instant bomb explosion?
And why wasn't it Rops who found that out? Yeah. That's what I ask myself these days.
I was going to ask you this morning, Chad. You've been sending me emails to get that one fixed up, but crazy stuff. That is, well, I'm glad I never experienced that.
No, that would have been a real frustrating one.
Gap in the smoke, that's frustrating.
That's a void and a half. And, well, there's a reason Furia don't go outside often.
Yeah, they haven't mastered the smokes. Another deep smoke towards blue. This time, Jordan through the smoke will remove Art. And Jordan, oh, I love how close he gets. It is scary, but he's doing a lot of work. Now to go to the USP, eventually will be bested by Drop, and I guess Robin's Tech 9 also finding some success. And maybe this outside play for Furia has some legs to it. They're wrapping around Hell to Heaven. Woody, the aggressive stance forward, removes Yuri, but Drop had the element of surprise, and now Exit has to worry about getting pushed from Heaven. Drop has lived up to his name yet again, removes his position from Heaven, and Exit put into the clutch. A 1 versus 2. Versus upgraded weapons now.
Oh, this is difficult running right now. Exit very loud about this. He may have heard Drop on the descent right there. Some sound cues going both ways here. Oh, they don't know. The exits on the flank from ramp, the smoke defensive, bomb planted, time now thrust onto the clock. 40 seconds to make this one work, Exit. He's being good.
He's got only a flash in his utility belt. Door opens. Confirms position of at least one towards Decon with those double doors wide open. Exit has to be careful on his cross back into the site. He sees where it is planted, he drops, masks the sound, and now looks for the pick, but they're just running away. They're buying time. They're playing with him in this one. The control room window peek comes through. Not the kill, but just the amount of time they're drawing out now. The flash is good. Exit just stuck in no man's land. Will be peaked from drop, but Decon well played from Furia, and that comes off the back of an outside hit with pistols.
I think they were getting a little bit loud back here. You can see Drop there having a bit of fun with things. So all the kills coming through Caserado and Drop there, 3 and 2 apiece respectively. And this is a great opportunity now for Fury to make a T half out of this. If they win this round, there'll be no money left for MIBR. The score will be tied at 6-6, and Fury can start really just slathering on the rounds here. The fact that MIBR lose that one, it kind of sucks because they've been defending against these top hits time and time again. They've been doing it against the harder of the buys here. Again, stalled out. Again, no space to take. Art is out and down, silently slinking into the vent. Looks like Cello's accounted for this. I think if you watch a Furia demo, you have to know that this possibility is open time and time again. And just the way that Cello's playing this, not pushing in towards the doors cavalierly, he is just going to take his time. That allows Art to retain this vent rotation, and the rest of his team scooping down Secret can start to apply some pressure from the doors and windows. Spam through, Cello flustered.
This is a position to take. It's interesting from Cello. You can see down towards Decon, you are somewhat exposed in the walkout from the double doors eventually, but no sound cue being made. Smoke up in the control room window, at least buying him some extra time to hold this position, but you can't stay there for long.
One of the keys here is Drop still has a big bag of utility. A Molotov to work with here. Safe has one as well. They can use that either for end zone. Oh, just
Woody.
Waiting for the push. Woody walks into it.
It's an easy kill, and now Cello spots the feet. Good position to get one, but has to smartly reposition into a deeper angle. He's able to get away with another one. Cello's holding down the site. Oh, third one, too much to ask onto Yuri, but he's done a lot of heavy lifting to put his team into a winnable position, and Jota.
This comes down to timing.
They're not looking the right way. They're more distracted by the ramp play, and Jota's caught them looking the wrong way. Bomb down now, in the open. Jota just staying alive.
Time's a problem here.
And as long as Jota's still up, Fury can't feel too comfortable. Bomb nearly goes down again. Jota holding for the cross, 10 seconds. They have to commit to the plant eventually. Jota swings into the open, headshot and Caserado around the side. Heart goes down, and Jota with a massive round.
That's a sick clutch right there. Just the continued harassment, not letting Furia off the leash. Massive stuff from Jota there, and that timing on the rotation, that ramp fight was coming in thick and fast, but was able to pip the gap, get on in behind, and secure the round for MIBR. 7-5 now. And scratching their heads again are Furia. They make it work with the pistols, but when the guns come back out, they're being blanked. Really good stuff for MIBR. They've won, what are we looking at here? 5 of the last 6 rounds. So really good change of the tune in this match and forcing Furia into another timeout.
Both of these teams confirmed to be at the Antwerp Major. If you want to be there, you can get your tickets now. Scan the QR code with your phone or any other device to bring you to the right page and to get your tickets. 7-5 now for MIBR. Looking good at the start of things for Furia. AK's coming out here.
Yeah, it always seems that they can get some. Kind of fine, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, they are dropping some guns across here. So Drop will be into a Deagle. He's given Yuri the AK. Caserado operating with a MAC-10, and Safe and Art also have the Kalashnikov to work with here. But there's 2 MP9s on the other side, so the cash is really not coming out the pockets just yet for either team. And we're at the tail end here of this first half. Forward through Molly, and away they go. Jota might get a rude surprise here, stepping on in. Yuri gets the opener, and that is a big kill to find the hero of last dead first.
Oh, they turn, but Yuri and Art, couple of kills between them, and now MIBR, this is too much to handle. Furia with a furious round. And the drop back here for MIBR.
Might just want to try and save this if he can here, Cello. Been able to build that bank. We keep talking about the finances here, but it's a big factor, especially for the CT side, and you might be asking yourself why. Well, you want the smokes, you want the incendiaries, you need all the util to make sure you hold Hut and Squeaky at bay, especially against a team like Furia, who constantly harass towards that lobby position. So this is a problem now. Round 13 will be going the way of Furia. They should be getting themselves up to a 7-6 scoreline, just a 1-round game at this moment, this juncture. the breaking point is here for MIBR.
It's cool to see Furia in a position now where we are seeing them challenging now for the Legend spot and favorites to do so and get that, because remember back in ECS Season 7 was really their biggest breakout performance, right?
That's Vitality in the final, right?
Yes, and they beat Astralis at that event
Yep.
and really started to become their demise. Yeah, it was great to see. And I think people, the general conversation at the start was, oh yeah, Furia can't get away with playing this playstyle for long, right? They're going to get figured out. It's a gimmick. They're going to have to adapt. Now, that did definitely have legs to it. They did have to adapt, but they did. But that's the crazy thing. They were able to keep adapting and stay competitive.
You can see where the comfort zone of this team lies. I think the flexibility of a player like Art needs the stable AWPing of somebody like Safe, or previously like Henny, who needs to be able to clutch as well, which is a lot to ask from an AWPer, where traditionally an AWPer is either going to hold some territory or go for some picks, right? Whereas Art needs to be able to do that. He needs to be able to do it all to get the best out of him as an in-game leader. And that's one of the things with this team early. It looked a bit gimmicky. Right? It looked like a style of play that eventually will get found out, because the likes of Fur got found out eventually, the likes of JW got found out eventually, right? But the fact that Furia can find this solace in the way that they approach the game, with Art being the madman and the rest of the team being quite that stable roster behind him, and the understanding of what to do when Art does or does not make the space, right? And that's the thing. It takes some time to simmer into this. You also remember the junior experiment didn't work out very well, and Honda there for a period of time. Finally, they've been able to get the pieces they need. And that's the thing in Counter-Strike. You can't always get the pieces you need.
Yeah, can you remember who the 5th piece was? Back at ECS Season 7, who was the other player, the 5th for Furia? Because I couldn't until I just did.
He went and played Valorant for a little while. I think he was doing some streaming stuff. Oh boy, it wasn't an AWPer, was it?
No, I believe it was a rifler.
Yeah, that's the thing. It was a completely different look of the team, because Vinny was there, obviously. It'll come to me, but it's one of those names that's on the forefront of my brain here. This one's getting a bit interesting.
Yeah, it is actually. It looked like Easy's walk over and let that low in your head while MIBR start to take picks. 2 left here for Furia. There's one deep in the hut. Exodus pushed forward and taking some ground, and now he's going to be holding for Castorado. And the MP9 rattles away. It's just Safe left now in the clutch. Sound being picked up. Exit now picking up an AK, and Cello comes through main, headshot collected. MIBR on the weaker weapons find a way back into it again.
What was the first letter of his name?
A.
Abel. Abel J.
Yes. There we go.
I knew it was there. It was there somewhere. There in the... Yeah,
back
just
in the
tap
archives.
in. Yeah, I remember I was working that event that you were talking about. I think I was doing some desk stuff back then. I believe I was. Maybe I wasn't. Either way, I watched it.
You were.
There you go. Yeah, I was there.
Brain is still good, Chad.
Yeah, the Alzheimer's yet to kick on in here completely. MIBR have won out the half. That's positive for them. 9-6, they'd love the sound of that. Safe's AWP out to play. This time, not so much of the bombardment towards the top side. They just don't have the U-tilt to do so. Minute 25 on the clock. Secret ollied off. Restricted, restrained. Jota over towards the back of Warehouse. The drop onto main will have been heard. The CT vent player communicating that, and Safe with a great pick. That setup, usually a player back at Warehouse. Yuri gets the trade. Jota down.
Turtle holds into mid, they go, and Turtle happily collects the life of Yuri. Back and forth elsewhere, Castorado and Exit going blow for blow. We're even on odds, a minute left. Oh, Art loses his fight versus Cello down in the ramp room. And now Drop put into the clutch. Now he has become much more comfortable in this team throughout this event. We've seen some great stuff out of him. Now
It's a
he looks to
freebie.
be clutching. Yes, a free kill on towards Exit. Now goes to the plant. It's up against a damaged Cello.
I'm probably not going to be playing the tune that everybody's looking for here. Drop actually positioning in towards lobby. He's predicting this.
Yeah, he's reading it, fully committed to it. Will he hold it right up to the right second? Cello! His strings get snapped in a clutch or drop in the 1 versus 2, and he's getting loud. He's letting them know what he thinks.
I wish I knew what they were saying. But first of all, I can't hear them. Second of all, I don't speak Portuguese, but I'm sure they're having a bloody good time with it here. Remember, there's a lot on the line here. It's going to be that legend spot available for either team, but it's also pride within the region, right? Drop was in the academy team not that long ago, right? It's probably a year ago now. I say not that long ago, but all in all, they come up together. They come up playing Counter-Strike in Brazil. And I'm sure there's a lot of little rivalries, a lot of little fun stories of maybe playing with each other back in Portland's, I forget the name of his pug system. Game Academy?
Gamers Academy.
That's the one, yep. But they're having fun with it. And 8-7 here. Back into the pistol rounds. Yuri into some dual Berettas.
We'd love to see Yuri on the Julies. Always a treat to watch in the pistol on Nuke CT's side. Let's see what he can get done in this. It shouldn't be any secret where he plays with these Julies around this area. I might be able to put some presence lobby early, but are not going back into ramp to challenge.
Okay, well, it's a passive stance here. Dropped with the nade. Well placed. Damage done. Headshot was beautiful onto Turtle.
That was the perfect sequence. And now Yuri is starting to flank around the back. Now they start to look, they start to consider, but oh, can you really deal with it? The dual Berettas rattle away for one. They know the second victim is just around the corner, but Woody will take him out with a Glock. Yuri a bit too persistent now, perhaps.
Yeah, well, this one has stalled out momentarily here. Cello's made sure that there hasn't been any crazy pushes in towards lobby. You can see how safe he's taking all of those fights. He's called back the other two and spotted on the way out the door. A bullet to the back of the head. Woody's down 2 and it's a 2-on-4.
Art hasn't even moved, and now Safe is starting his flank. Art's just holding the same position, trying to buy some time for the flank of Safe to come around the back. Art just doing enough, dropping him down. Now the flank Safe will happily collect the skull of one, and could have doubled up, but Exit is there for the headshot. 40 seconds left. Julie's now out. Difficult clutch ahead of him here.
Got 13 bullets in the Julie, so a reload wouldn't be too bad. Means he can go a little bit crazier around the corners. A plant. Yeah, that would be fantastic right about now. Jumping on down, sound cues should be noted at this point. It's just about playing safe keeping at the lowest site. Well-placed molly.
Yeah, confirms the position of Art, who then swings open the double doors.
Damage through it.
This is the problem now, though. You've got to play a decon, so getting the plant is going to be excruciatingly difficult. Exit now goes into the double doors. Doesn't want to die here after the time, and will die down to Castrado.
I think he noted that at the same time as you said it, is like, if I keep looking for these fights and they keep just baiting me off the plant, then I will go down after time. So hard committing to the plant is one way to draw Furia into the fight. They will do exactly that, and the score is now levied at 8-8. Great stuff here. Both pistol rounds for Furia in this game. See if they can get the conversions off the back of that. An 8-7 T-half is really good on Nuke. That is definitely what you'd be looking for here as a team with your map choice. An M4 out for the likes of Cacerado, some MP9s, a FAMAS or 2, and Deagle's on the other side. It's not a force fight. It's just a bit of a light investment. You've got a deal in the hand of Woody. P250 you can hear peppering away over towards lobby for Turtle, and the rest are going to be onto the Glock. So the AKs will be coming out into the next. How much can they keep alive? How much can they farm on up? Those are the questions that you have for the Furia side of things, as you can see the buy on the other side. Cello looking for a little bit of space towards the outside position, with Woody overseeing business on top of the silo. The rest passive for a lobby push or two. Yuri right now not overstepping the mark, but considering a push, starting to flirt with some jiggles here. Really seeing what he can find. There's the toes of Turtle. Art's found Cello. And has noted the Deagle on top of Silo as well. This one here just going to be milked away at. 3 more to find.
Oh, I love that for a drop. Up to down. Good transfer. And Woody now left up on the T-roof with his Deagle. Can we see if he can find anything out the way at the door? But Furia keeping it clean.
Before this series started, Furia had 4 players in the top 5.
That is very dominating.
Yeah, it's...
They barely lost any rounds, Chad. That's the crazy thing, right? And
I think Art was the only one not in the top 5, which is not what you're used to seeing, right?
Yeah, so that's crazy. And then I think Drop is obviously the standout there, the elevation of his performance and just how comfortable he looks against this level.
It does help, right, it being this level, but it's great for your confidence. It's great for your confidence within the team here, because if you join a tier 1 team and then you're only playing against tier 1 opponents,
yeah,
right, you know, you're expected to sink or swim. You're in the deep end immediately. So it's great that he can get some of these events under his belt here with the squad. Squeaky blown off, yeah.
It allows you to see the progress that you put in. It's hard to see it when you're just constantly going up a level. It's like when you go to the gym, right? You start off weak and then you don't really notice the gradual increase in weight, but when you go back to where you started, it's like, damn, this is easy now.
The where?
Go back to the weight where you started.
But where are you going?
Back to using the weights.
At the
gym.
Oh, what's that?
It's a place where you go
to lift some heavy metal.
Okay, I'm struggling with exercise, Dicko. Don't call me out like this in front of everybody.
I thought it was something to do with my accent.
No,
Chad.
no. I understand you every day of the week, mate. Don't you worry about that.
Okay. There is a saying you said, all over Red Rover. I cast it with another Australian a couple of weeks ago, and I noticed she said it, and I was like, damn, okay, this must be like an Australian saying, 'cause I've never heard it.
There we have a, do you know Bulldog in the yard, like as a game?
Yeah.
British Bulldog?
We got banned from playing that.
Yeah, well, we have a version that's like Red Rover.
Okay, that makes sense then.
I'm going to put it this way, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. MIBR are in a world of trouble right now. They are isolated towards Secret. They have 36 seconds left on the clock. They are almost out of utility here. Not only is time an issue, space is the issue. And guess what, Dinko? This one could be all over Red Rover.
Absolutely could. We'll see if there's any bite to the Bulldogs here of MIBR as they go back up towards the upper site. Jordan is actually here towards Squeaky Doors, so Kesserada's going to be tested inside the back of the site. Yuri pushed up, and as we mentioned time and time again, this duo of players, very difficult to bring down, and Art comes up the fence, set up with a distraction, runs out of ammo. And so the kill back from Jordy actually gets 2.
3, 2, 1.
It's messy, but the bomb, not enough time for MIBR to get to the site. And, yeah, it's just, when you realize the limited time, Art just comes out the vent, no problem.
Yeah, he's not afraid in that situation. If there was longer on the clock, he wouldn't give up his life in that same way. But because causing chaos in that moment is fantastic, Art does exactly what he, as a player, is designed to do. So the first to reach the double digis are Furia, 10-8, looking great. And MIBR into a bit of a buy. An AK out in the hands of Woody retained. And we're going to see some techers, a Glock, and a B250 to go alongside.
Oh, Cello slipping out, ready to go into the fight of Safe. And when you slow peek Safe like that, you're destined to die. Smokes come out now, following up for MIBR, trying to allow them down Secret, and Yuri removes Turtle. Nearly a shot there for Safe. He keeps eyes on Art. He's actually going towards Secret, and Yuri's just not going to let him get by.
Where was the smoke in the feed, Valve? What's going on there? How does Yuri just pip him like that? Exits drop the bomb. Nice delivery over towards Secret. And thank you very much. That was a really nice sequence again there. So the AWP kill comes, the smoke wall lands, the incendiary drops. It stalls them out, and then they get the kill knowing that they have to try and scale either through it or wait behind it. So really well done. Good stuff from Furia, just doing the basics well here.
Yeah, they may not throw outside smokes a lot themselves, but they certainly know how to disrupt it for the other side of things.
It is quite wild, right, that they can continue to get away with this playstyle. And this is the thing, it always leaves the door open to when Gary decides that, hey, we want to make smoke walls a big part of our arsenal. They can throw a team off. Like, I know it means that you're not going to be as well practiced with it, but to be able to throw the smoke walls out, to be able to have different variations of them, to use them as a fake or a gimmick when it's not part of your strat book, or at least it's not on pages 1, 2, or 3, it's towards the back, it makes you a lot more flexible in that regard. So it is a curious way to approach the game, but it comes with its perks.
I do love how we have different ways of approaching the game, though. But we have 10 seconds on this timer, so I don't want to see MIBR go down after the time.
Woody's saving again here, and understandably so.
He's far away, no problems for him at the moment. So yeah, it is great to see, you know, different play styles available on a map like Nuke. I think it was Maniac that called Nuke a living organism.
Okay.
And I love that metaphor because you look at how it plays, you know, you have the outside control taken by Ts. The CTs move into HUD and take lobby. It's just constantly moving, adjusting, and it's just such a fun map to watch because of that.
Yeah, I remember back in the early days to do with like map control and theory, and one of the first ones was like Cache, for example, where like, okay, if you lose middle, then maybe you have to take some main control so you can't get split on. Like now you have a map like this where the theory of Counter-Strike is so well known by all the top teams that you have to be able to make these decisions immediately. It's not just up to the in-game leader to position you around the map anymore. You have to start being able to make these decisions independently based off that theory and those conversations that you've had and you've done. But the harassment in towards lobby, apparently it goes both ways for Furia. They've been the ones peppering over towards the top site on their T-half, and now destroying players in lobby with spam and bullets on through. Woody is already down to 15 points of health, and I don't think anybody has physically seen each other.
That's crazy. Just constant barrage of bullets from Furia, and the difficult part does happen when you get onto the T side. You have to play against Furia's CT side. You'd have to deal with Art doing this. He's pushed all the way deep outside.
Just the timer on this, and if he hears a pin get pulled, well, that smoke is going to help lure them in.
It's just the way he plays as well. You know, a lot of players are getting that corner and just hold the angle. He's going into the fight, and it's nearly come away with a pick.
He should get away with his life here as well. Smokes are going to hit him as he's trying to trundle on backwards, but they're going to be scared to scale yard, knowing that Art could be in secret, knowing that he could be behind the T-Red box. So I think this is going to have to change their entire approach. But because they don't push the issue, it actually works in their favor. Art has dropped back. They have turtled up. They are more than ready for this. Safe has the cross covered on off.
Not a lot of time.
Again.
And Fury are just blocking every access point.
And spamming for more damage, boys. Look, 41, 11, 15, 26. That's the HP before they go in.
And look at this. This is finally they decide to execute in, but they're all the walking wounded. They're barely limping their way through to the site, and Furia, they are erupting with round wins at this point.
Yeah, it's looking way too easy right here on this CT half. We have
Tacitus
5
is still writing
rounds.
down notes. It's like,
Yeah,
yes,
you
yes,
know,
yes,
he's taking his job very seriously, all right? Very seriously here. How many did we kill? How many survived? What did they kill us with? Lots of notes for the coaches to take here, but this is getting way too easy now. 4-round difference. Timeout has been called right now from MIBR, their third of which in this game. Have a bit of a conversation here. 4.3 on Turtle, 4.3 on Cello. Those two could get AKs. Exit could do the same. Joda could get in there with a Glue with some util. So they can buy. There's no question about that. It just depends on how potent does the buy need to be. Do they want the AWP? Do they have an approach that they can think will work? Maybe change the pace. Maybe start going a bit faster. See if you can bully ramp with drop early. See if you can put some pressure on there as opposed to just sitting this one out, getting dictated to, and having to walk in very, very late. But we have a Stream A update right there. You can see 90 taking on Sao Catano, 11-9, a close affair. 9-0 have been battling back in this one from the 0-2 scoreline. So it's not going to be easy for them if they do end up making it to the major.
Yeah, they'll certainly earn their spot. This time, maybe a quicker approach from MIBR, who have been running low on time in recent rounds, but the utility deployed by Fury makes it difficult to go for a quick pop anywhere. Yuri actually gets close, and now they try and come through, but they just get clothesline. Yuri's at the ready for another. The second kill picked up. Turtle from main actually has been able to slip through and does collect the headshot on Art. So at least one found here for MIBR.
Causing a couple of question marks right now, but Caseroto's gone forward. Even though Turtle is making his way around towards the heavens, he would have to hit a banger of a shot here. Fortunately, it is safe with the AWP, so one miss and he's in, but Safe's just dropped on off. Problems now for the top side as Turtle's coming.
Yeah, Turtle wrapping around. Ooh, will he find a chance? Safe turns back, considers the heaven play, and Turtle now gone. So good comms, clean comms here for Furia. Able to track every single hole in their possible defense, and now Exit and Woody. Well, just one player left now.
Exit has got the M4.
He does. But Fury realized what they don't have, and so therefore should be watching for the one position he can come from. So
yeah, there it is. Right, so Caseroto has Heart, Yuri has main and Squeaky covered, and then drop is towards lower here. So this one is accounted for. The bomb is also dropped in the side.
Have you noticed Safe just never misses the easy shots? He's just
Watch
so
him miss.
consistent. Yeah, that would be my fault. Nah, he doesn't miss those. Headshot, even a bit of overkill. He's just so consistent, and I think that's what you need. Like an efficient AWPer, but also has this ability to pull off a clutch.
Do you think it's because of the namesake?
Yeah, it's the name. It's the Safe name. A lot of people thought he was called Safi. Then I did a little digging, and I found out he was a CS 1.6 Pro. Okay. And when he went by Safe, normally spelled S-A-F-E. So he went by that alias back in 1.6. So
now he's just adding an F and adding an E.
Yeah, just a little bit of style. You know, years have been added on, and he'll add some letters to it too.
Yeah, why
but
not?
he said that he wanted to become base his style of Zywoo, and watched a lot of Zywoo demos. Now, I guess that just means he wants to be a pretty solid, efficient AWPer.
So he just wants to be one of the best players in the world, I guess.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Okay. Well, don't we all?
Absolutely. It's hard to replicate that. Oh, Cello, okay. That's a way to finally quit a bit of space, and they go down the vent. Cello and Turtle down into the lower site, and they're charging in towards Decon.
But they should be able to plant here. They just have to get past drop. Art's already dead. Good place incendiary there. We'll stall them out for now, but the smoke in exchange. We'll see Turtle jump on in to plant the bomb. Safe's already down here. Joda dead. Turtle on an island. Woody's gone too.
Door closed. Turtle now can focus on some of the other positions. Yuri is so ready for Exit to still be up here and takes his head off his shoulders. So MIBR, this becomes a little more difficult with that smoke fading away. Safe hits the shot. Turtle down. And Furia, even when they have a bit of a halt, they will recover it in a bit of BM again.
It looked good for a moment, didn't it? It really did, because Caserado goes down without anything on top of the hut position, then Art only gets one. He's already in the lower side of things, gets taken out immediately, but it does fall apart at the seams right there. 2 rounds required for Fury to close out map number 1 of their choice. Overpass next, and the third, if we need it, will be Vertigo. MRBR are going to be taking another timeout, their last of which is available for Nak to call to have a bit of a chit-chat with the squadron. The buy's there, the plant was good, the max loss bonus well and truly in play as we are looking at 7 rounds consecutively here out of Fury to get them up to this 14-round haul. Beautiful stuff. That's the first plant as well. So that is an important plant here if MIBR want to have a comeback.
And it's hard to, I really think, get that again, right? They rush through door, they get down vent. How often are you going to be able to do that versus the Fury utility that's been coming in? Doesn't feel too likely. So MIPR, yes, force themselves into the site, but they've still got a lot of work to do here. Fury are going to be aware of that. That's now one trick that may have worked, but Fury should patch it up. I haven't seen a whole lot of outside commitments down with the smokes here for MIPR. Art's been locking down a lot of space towards outside, so perhaps you can see a little bit of a change up to the commitment towards outside here. But look at that, Art yet again, locking it down towards outside.
Happy to have the utility hit him. Old Art. Playing in the smokes, does see that silo is clear, so expecting the crawl to come on through behind, but the AWP is not the weapon to get flashed and fight. We're starting to fade here momentarily. He's the linchpin to hold off the main lurk, and they're so late behind the smoke. They're crossing as the smokes are faded. Art's in trouble, tap it on down to 15, a safety net smoke to at least keep him alive, needs to flash, needs to get on out, and does. So he's retaining his life for now.
I don't know how Art is alive, to be honest, in that position. He didn't even see the silo peak.
We've seen a lot of this throughout the Americas RMR, where teams will get either the warehouse or the secret control they look for, and then when they drop back late, they do it at like 30 seconds, and there's a player over towards CT boxes or whatever, and then they get caught in transition. We've seen that a couple of times. Because I think that they are assuming this is forcing a rotation, that it's forcing more respect than they actually have gotten here.
Safe is posted from vent to watch the secret walk up and sets up with Yuri, who can play off his contact. It's an easy double kill, and now MIBR is starting to struggle. They're going to go back into drop, and at ramp he is ready. With the onslaught of players, he nearly gets away with one, but doesn't manage it. Luckily, Art is quick on rotation to help and gets one, so it has weakened the attack forward.
Here,
and the time, yeah, the bomb's down loose again, and it's getting cleaned up. Safe for the final 2, and 15 locks in for Furia.
All right, well, I suppose we should call this map done and dusted, as the old cliche goes.
Well, a tech pause to round out.
Of course. Of course.
Good time for it.
Well, why not? Going into the final round of play, make sure everything is sorted on out here. But really good setup towards the lower. Fantastic shooting here from Safe. Starting to come alive here. 20 kills from Safe, 20 for Yuri, 20 for Caserado, 14 for Drop, and 11 for Art. So quite a smattering there of frags. 16 for Joda and Exit on the other side, 12 for Turtle, 11 for Cello, and 10 for Woody.
You know, the first half was actually relatively competitive. I think the CT side looked pretty good for MIBR. Exit had some great holes, Joda had some good rounds, but they did not get kills in the second half. They just couldn't deal with it.
Yeah, that seems to be one of the bigger problems in Counter-Strike. You can have all the strategies you want. You can have the smokes, the flashes, the understanding of how to take areas, but at the end of the day, you need to hit those shots. You need to be ready for the fights. I know it seems like a very obvious thing to say, but it's not always that way. There's the Stream A scoreline again for you on the top right of the screen. 12-10, 9Z retaining a little lead over there. You know where to find that, twitch.tv/PGL.
Oh, looks like tech pause is fixed. We will be heading back into the game momentarily. We'll see what MIBR came up with here. Fury have actually called a tactical pause as they want to close out map 1 as cleanly and as quickly as possible.
I like it. I like it. You get 4 in a map, so may as well use them here to be safe, and then you have 1 left on over in case things do start to spiral out of control. Safe sport out an AWP, Art into 1 as well, so the double orbs again on this CT side.
Well, now we're looking at MIBR's purchase up. They brought something to the battlefield. It is Galil's, an AK, Tech 9s.
Well, we love a good Tech 9. Just having a chat with Davey about this before we came into Cast how OP it was once upon a time. Util early, deployed, Squeaky smoke off, and just in time, Art's going to play ahead of it. So giving his life on over here with a risky maneuver, but only Art's going to go for plays like that.
Yes, well, you know, shotgun offing. It's a style, and Art tries to provide us with it. Kesserado, Cello is the victim as rifle. Now we got drop playing towards the back box. Utility should start to trickle towards his position, but Drop is happily taking out the left-sided fight. Commitment to the spray will eventually get his reward. And now Safe is coming over to help, so the AWP can watch for the cross. Sets up Drop's rifle, but a missed shot from Safe, and Drop is under a lot of pressure now. Handles it on the left side. Molly finally will go into his position. Flash over the top, but Turtle ready for it. Now Kesserado, if he wants to close it here and now, has to win a 1 versus 2 versus Turtle and Jota. Now Jota's taken a lot of damage. He's down to 31. And Kesserado, top 20 player in the world, certainly capable of pulling off a 1v2 like this, especially with him split up and control the bomb now. Gets chunked down, a couple of shots now tickling at his feet. Separates it into the 1v1. The commitment from Turtle puts it all on the low HP of Jota. 35 seconds left here. Bomb loose. And Kesserado has actually alleviated pressure upon the bomb. He's going back. And this gives a little bit of a shot now for Jota to run down into B. And they can put this bomb down no problem. This 1v1 is truly on.
Yeah, but the question is Jota able to piece together that Kesserado could be coming from anywhere? The sound cue's given away the position, and now Kesserado knows exactly where to look.
Feet spotted. Goes up to control room. Jota breaks the window. Immediately hops back out on towards the rafters. He knows now that Kesserado will know his position. Kesserado is quick on the wrap around the back of control room window here. So many angles now to check. He goes to the left, hasn't seen him, hasn't spotted him. Jota's taking up cover at the back of the site in the rafters. He's played those so well and will win the 1v1. Curious there for Kesserado to leave the bomb control and ends up giving Jota a big chance to win the clutch.
Yeah, it is indeed a curious one right there, but well played from Jota. I think the penny dropped that, oh, I've already made a sound cue. I can't just sit here and wait. So the little bit of the maneuver out the window, adding more question marks to this whole situation. Had one falling through the fingers of Furia here. Bomb loose, the conversion not there, and that's not the end of the world. They can buy back in. There's no qualms in that department. There's more issues in the buys for MIBR as they get into a couple of Galils. The AKs come out. The Util should be here, but they need to get 6 more rounds consecutively if they want to go to overtime. It's going to be quite the comeback. Round, smoke trickle towards Yard. The AWP bullet. See it penetrate the box just there. Art with some spam on through, and they're trying to slink close towards the main position here off the back of Cello. He's going to get found. Safe is not afraid of anything. A second for Safe. Takes out 2.
Lovely shots. MIBR have got a couple players down. Now behind a smoke screen at the moment. Art also rotated down to try and help out matters and close this one for Furia, but surely with a 2-man advantage that Safe is taken early on, that should be enough here for Furia. Clear out credit card, start to limit the positions the CTs could be standing in, but MIBR are going to start running out of time. If they take too long here, Art is going to surely pick them apart. Turtle now in the vent. Art holds down. Oh, the vent peek out from Turtle. Shot is there. Kill comes in, and now Exit and Jota in a 2 versus 5. Looking to make this one happen. And it's not looking likely. Furia should be now taking their 16th round and closing. Nuke, Exit, and Jota trying their best to get out the single door. But look how many players are here. Art command to close it, and he will take both 16-9. Furia now 1 map away from the legend spot at the major.
Pretty easy about things and continuing the banter over the wall. I'm sure we might get some translations coming through with how much fun they're having, but the smiles on the faces as there was no moment to stress there. This is one of those that falls into the bucket of a matter of time game for me. The first half, competitive, but the second half, an absolute blowout, easy as you like. And look at Drive, he's got a big grin on his face right there. they're happy with this one, Alfuria, and as you mentioned, just one more away from that #1 seed, that legend spot at the Antwerp Major, and that's what it's all about. This is the team who was given the reason, as we get a little bit of a kiss there from Queserato to the camera. So yeah, good stuff, and Overpass up next. So I don't think it's going to get any easier for MIBR. I think if we do make it to the third of Vertigo, we might have a bit of a game on our plate here, but that's if we get to the third, and I don't know if we're going to make it that far.
I don't think we are. I think it's further no for us here on this third map, but I'm loving the celebrations from the Brazilian teams we've seen over the last few days. We've seen, obviously, MIBR having their celebrations. We've seen Imperial cracking open the champagne yesterday. I'm sure Furia will have a few celebrations of their own if they head to the Legend stage today.
Yeah, and the thing that I had an issue with the champagne was, guys, it's going to end up on the floor,
carpet,
and someone's going to have to clean it. There's going to be a bit of a bill with that. And
wasted champagne as well, Chad.
Precisely. There's so many things. Look, I know you're happy. But the champagne's probably better down the gullet than it is in the garbage. So a little bit of a boo-boo there in terms of that. But look, all in all, a quick one, an entertaining one. What we come here to see is some fun Counter-Strike. And it looks like Drop was having some fun all throughout this one.
Give us all to that scream.
Yeah, needs to make sure he retains his voice there. That was the double from Safe on the way out the door, and Art will close it as they do come out the door. Some smiles on the faces, even in the loss right there. Joda is going to be the, well, I guess highest fragger on MIBR. And on the other side of things, Yuri with another classic Nuke performance, 20 kills for him, 22 for Safe, and 22 for Queserato.
Feels like the system right now for Fury is just so easy on Nuke, right? Once they head to that CT side, they just rely on what they practice, let Art be the little the deviant towards outside, and the rest are just the safe pair of hands, the locked-ins. It's just a system that Fury have in place.
It is weird that a team like this that has somebody as in flux as Art in terms of his approach like Nuke, but this is what happens when you can manufacture so many different little ways to get on down to the vents, put pressure across the map. It's something which they're quite comfortable with. So 1-0 for Furia now. I don't know how much longer this series is going to have today, but let's hope that MIBR can bring a little bit of fire once we get over towards Overpass.
Yeah, I'm hoping that we see MIBR step up and show us some fire, because they are a team that are very capable. We've seen them throughout this competition have some individuals, but Furia looking leaps ahead.
All right, boys. I don't think we need to say too much more. I think if I'm allowed, we can throw to an ad break and come back pretty soon with map number 2 of Overpass. We'll see you shortly.
Let's go. Battle is on. Burst RMR views with a double bonus. Get insurance for single and combo bets, both up to €20. Fire up with GGBet. GGBet, this is real.
Welcome back to Bucharest here for the Americas minor RMR.
Well, it could have
There
been
we
once
go.
upon a time.
Yeah, it was. You know, in my head, I've just seen a lot of minors over the years. It's just now RMRs. And
Yeah.
you brought up a good point yesterday. RMR versus RMQ.
Well, I guess now technically it's just a qualifier. Before, when it was like multiple events
it was
with
rankings.
points, and then it was doing a
Yeah.
ranking, and then on the ranking you'd get your invitation. Now you qualify in an open qualifier, you come to the qualifier,
Yeah.
and then you get your spot at the major. So look, the terminology is chopping and changing as much as the format. And I see some people suggesting, why don't we just call it minors again? Well, this doesn't really have like a crescendo. If there was one, it's this game. This is technically the grand final.
Yeah, and it's fallen a little flat, I would say, from map 1. Again, we have to set the expectation for you guys at home. We can't lie to you. This is very much a furious series.
Well, we could.
We could absolutely
But we won't.
that. But we won't do that because we're nice. So, you know, we're looking at this map, and Furia should be taking the series. It
Indeed.
absolutely should be. And that first map was systematic when they go over to the CT side. They're looking to just get the job done.
I think that's a very good way of putting it here, right? You are the reason that this region even has a legend spot. Come back and get your legend spot.
It's
Set
yours.
yourself up in the top 16, because if we frame it this way, 24 teams with a major. If you're a contender or a challenger, you start off in the round of 24. Like, there's not really 24 teams there, there's 16, but you start in the bottom 16. If you go in the top 8 there, then you move over to the top 16, which is where the legends teams will already be. Now, the lion's share of those are all going to be coming through the European RMRs, which we have starting on Sunday. Tomorrow, we actually have the Asian RMRs starting. We've got LFO joining for the fourth and final team. That all happened very quickly because Linvision, NASA, and Divine Vendetta, yeah, they all couldn't make it. There you go. And they're going to be joining by Tyloo, Renegades, and IHC. Not IHG. I think that might be an insurance company somewhere in the
like
world.
that.
But the IHC guys are from Mongolia. I'd be excited to see those guys get back in the server. Mongolian Counter-Strike within that region always seems to cause a bit of an upset victory.
I'm very excited. There's a player coming over, and I know this is the Americas, but Asia is coming tomorrow. Techno 4K is a really young kid.
Techno 4K.
Yeah, really young Mongolian kid, right?
Okay.
And so the last RMR, the last Asian RMR I did with PGL, we had this team called Checkmate who qualified.
Okay.
And one of their players, who was called Kane, celebrated so hard he broke his arm on the desk.
Wait, really?
Yeah, he smacked the desk and broke his arm when they qualified. So they had to bring in this young kid, Techno, who turned out to be absolutely sick, and they kept him. And now he's coming to play on LAN. So I'm very excited to see him play.
Okay, all right. Well, no techno music here today. Just Overpass to get us underway as Furia versus MIBR continues onwards and upwards with the CT start from Furia. See exit there with the P250. That shot rings out. A couple of smoke grenades here as they want to return back to B late. And look at this. Yuri just taking some fights. Cello gone. Woody 2, and Yuri's taking down everybody.
Well, the B site is closed as Yuri will happily collect 3 skulls. Exit. Well, he's going to exit this round lonely and afraid. Finally, a headshot picked up. Throw down a smoke. He's using
Leave me
everything.
alone.
Just let me go to the nightclub. He hears the techno music behind him.
In 4K.
Yeah, absolutely. You can watch it 4K
The
on
knives!
YouTube. And oh, they've done it to him, Chad.
That is not the way you want to get done. Not the way you want to get done at all. And then, of course, it's Art leaping in, shanking him. And now, Art, guess what? He could buy an AWP, and I think he's even thinking about it here. Oh, he's not going to do it. All right, all right.
He's broken them enough, Chad. You know, that would just be another level.
I thought he wanted to go for a knife kill on the pistol round as well on, I think it was their T side,
Yes,
right? It
yes,
looked like
he
it.
was
So this time he
rapping,
will get one, and a little bit frustrating there, but not the end of the world.
Having a great time, Fury. I think that's a statement of intent, really, at the start of this pistol.
Yeah, and I think if you go, oh, maybe Overpass could be a bit of a weakness for Fury. You look at their most recent result, they beat Outsiders on this very map quite convincingly over at EPL, I do believe. So, look, Outsiders on Overpass, normally quite a staple map for them.
Yeah, when they don't run out of time. Flash that up for Yuri. He's going to swing, and the clock is moving towards him. Nice. Yuri lines him up. He's had another 3 on the other side of things this time around. And it's cleaned up. The M4 will be saved. Save brings that on over. 2-0 start for Furia.
We go A, Yuri's there. We go B, Yuri's there. Where are you going to go now? Yuri's
Connector.
everywhere, apparently.
Yuri's
well,
there.
I'm sure he'll be there. Look at the spawn. Maybe, just maybe, he will be
Yes, he
down
will.
towards Connector here.
Well, he's facing that way right now.
Yeah, play some loosey-goosey Counter-Strike here today, a few other Furious side of things. Look at him just peppering away at range. It's Art, who only came in with a USP in the previous, will pick up Safe's MP9. He's going to use that one, and deep incendiary to stall them out. The Extinguish essential. And you're right, Yuri did start over towards the connector position. Safe with a gap in the smoke, manufactured from his own design. He's trying to look and see if anybody wants to overstep the mark.
Can't believe Yuri actually went connector. Makes me look like an absolute genius.
Yeah, it does happen once in a while, doesn't it? You can just make that perfect call, or alternatively, we say something and that's when the caster's curse comes into play. But
Yeah, we've got the bewitching curses done. It's left for you guys over at EPL, so we're fine here at the moment.
hopefully,
You haven't packed the rope, right?
no, I left that there.
Well, safe. He scoped in towards mid, peek in towards Turtle. It's going to result in an easy kill for Furia to open things up. And MIBR very tentative in this approach.
What they're doing right now is something that a team like Vitality, with Apex leading the charge, will get away with on the timing. They slink on through, they buy their respect with a little bit of utility, they get a gap, and then they go. But problems of time again here, 40 seconds, and they bear down towards A.
Well, Safe, if you're going to give him these fights, he's going to happily take every single one of them. 3 in the round for Safe, and he goes back and nearly gets a 4th. Finally, Exit puts him in the ground, but the damage has already been done. Jordan now coming out of long no longer has the element of surprise, and Exit in the bathrooms.
I'm a fan of Exit. Look at his AK.
Yeah, I mean, he's got those little Vox Eminor stickers.
That's Cologne 2015, those bad boys right there.
How much are those stickers now? Ridiculous amount, I would
The
say.
original like Vox from the 2014 Katowice ones, I think the ones that basically don't have any background whatsoever, they're some absurd price.
They could probably pay every one of the players of Vox Eminor salaries back then with a couple of stickers.
Yeah, the salaries that we didn't have. Yeah, we're playing for the love of the game.
Like Party Astronauts, which is coming up later on today. They'll be playing against Evil Geniuses to try and keep themselves alive.
Well, 3 consecutive rounds and 3 3Ks from Furia. So that's individual effort alone guaranteeing them the pistol, the conversion, and the first gun. He is back into the pistolas to come MIBR. Everybody in the server right now, Brazilian. So they're all made in Brazil.
Brazilian teams have been finding a lot of success here at this event. I think the fans are loving that. But quick play up through short drop, good for 1. Turtle able to come back in with the tech. No, because Toronto, that is disgusting. 3.
Everybody just was dead.
It just fell over.
But that's another 3K.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. This on Casterado.
Yeah. So now it is either Art or Drop's turn. And then everybody will have one.
Yes. Art got an AWP. Definitely got a chance at that. But look at that. Little collateral
Yeah, okay.
for the headshot. 4-0 start for Furia. It's turning into mincemeat here.
Well, a timeout taken from MIBR, and if we were going to critique how they approached that first gun round, it was just a lot of dry swings. Ooh, a little A-stream update there, top right of the screen. 9Z do win over Salcatano 16-13 on that first map of play. Now remember, all the games going down on the mainstream today are for survival. None of those 3 are going to lock themselves in for the major. They will have to battle in through a little mini bracket tomorrow. A 6th to 8th place decider there to lock in the 6th and final team for the Americas RMR. So the 5 teams that we currently do have already in contention for that major in Antwerp in a couple of weeks' time are as follows. You ready for this, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? Furia and MIBR, the 2 teams you have on screen right now. Liquid and Complexity representing the North American region. And Imperial, the old boys that can, have qualified here.
FNX looking to keep his flawless run. That'll be interesting for sure.
Does FNX means major? That's the question on everybody's lips.
Cello out through the stairs early. Jordan getting tagged up. He's down to 56 and drops boost. Will work out. Jordan not ready for it.
Okay, drop just 2 more, man. We just need
Here
2
we
more
go.
out of you.
Well, he's going in. He's getting aggressive.
Total ain't looking.
He's going to find it. Surely a kill here. Oh, Turtle spotted. Gets a little bit of warning system. Drop still asserting some control, and Yuri will steal away that pick with the molly. Drop now holds for Woody to peek in towards his crosshair. He's got his 2nd. Now just 1 left. Drop would need to find
Art,
this.
stay away, Art.
Gonna give him the chance here. Drop will not get it. Yuri steals it away.
Oh, God damn it, guys. Come on.
Drop is yet to die, nor has Casterado died yet.
That's a good stat line to have. Well, this is, I suppose, what we expected. Dinko said we're not going to lie to you, and we won't. We continue to keep things as earnest and honest as possible. Yet to frag, Woody and Cello. Joda with 1 for Turtle, and Exit with that 3-piece of his Own here. Run, jump, throw, and miss. Yeah, that one not hitting the mark by any means. A bit of a flubbed secondary there to set the tone early in round number 6. Art's posted up on the sandbag position, just peering on down. And this is an angle that's fantastic. It's one of the early AWPing angles I remember Fallen using on Overpass here.
Yes.
We always catch players off guard as they peer around that corner coming through the sewer pipe.
It's especially strong when you have a rifle supporting you right up through short. But the thing is, a lot of AWPers will hold that angle. Art now moves forward with W.
Of course he does. He's going to constrict over towards the backyard of B here. In connector, the player that could try and unravel all of this is Woody. Shots ring out, but... Oof. Feeling a bit like Mr. Potato Man as opposed to Buzz Lightyear in a moment. Burned down. Another incendiary kill here as the pain continues to come the way of MIBR.
They're turning to charcoal, that Woody.
It was Tim Allen who did the voice of Woody, wasn't it? Or did he do
Tom
Buzz
Hanks.
Lightyear?
Yeah, Buzz Lightyear was
that's
Tim Allen.
right. Tim Allen used to have a fun show.
What was it called?
Well, it was a show about him having a TV show about hardware, like hardware store. Like it was Tim the Toolman Taylor.
Yeah, I remember that. I didn't watch it, but I have like clips of it. But Exit, well, I've seen a clip of Sammy taking him down. To make a clip of his own, but dropped on the double. From the side, and 6 rounds in a row now for Furia.
What's the show called? Tim the Toolman Taylor? I don't know if it was. Tim the Tool.
Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, something like that.
That's something a little bit. That's something a little bit different. Home Improvement was the name. But
close, Chad.
Yeah, and then they had a TV show in the show.
That's
and there was
cool.
a weird guy who was always peering over the fence. You never saw his face.
Oh. That sounds pretty creepy.
It does sound creepy when we put it that way, doesn't it?
The most famous Tim Allen film that for me personally, is Santa Claus.
Yes, he did play Santa, didn't he?
Yeah.
One of the many.
Love that.
What's the best? It's a bit too early to talk about Christmas films, I think.
Best Christmas film?
This is a horror film right now for MIBR. And I hate scary movies.
I absolutely hate them, mostly because they're all terrible. But, oh, that's a little bit of murder right there. Jota to the headshot, Art out of there. Taking up an aggressive angle and ends up getting his head removed.
Trying the same trick twice, isn't he, old RT boy? Drop spotted, and the swing around. Exit, get on out of here.
He nearly recovers to the second. He went back again. And so close to bringing down Turtle, who now just barely stands at 16 HP.
Well, this is a 3-on-4 situation, so the best chance so far for MIBR to convert a round here. Wouldn't be a bad one to find by any means. They're turning their attention over towards the B-bomb site, taking a quick bit of inventory as far as the util goes. Smoke, a couple of flashbangs, some mollies, and a HE for good measure. They can piece this one together. Traditionally, you'd want to get a heaven smoke out. You'd want to molly towards the barrels. You want to try and flash off towards the pip. They're going contact here, just stepping out before the util lands. Jota dead, 3-on-3.
Well, they're holding for the walkout via Monster. It is the initial pick here for
advantage.
Castellano. Oh, Cello, so quick to the headshot, gets the second. He should have been confirmed dead, but lovely shots.
This nade could be well placed here. The HP's low. Cello will go down. Bam, bomb not planted. 10 seconds. Someone needs to get on this, and now...
Save could also wall back in. Okay, Turtle to the headshot, holds the cross out. And a good round, finally, picked up for Made in Brazil.
Okay, and that all started with Art giving away the opening kill there. So that seems to be one of the difference makers. If they can grab that opening kill, Fury are going to be flying. If they give it on over, MIBR can contest. But it was a close round regardless. There it is. Good shot from Jota. The swing around from Drop. He almost got Turtle there as well. So that was some big play out of him. And Cello's double secures the B bomb site onto that of Caseroto and Yuri. But 6-1, the score reads, and another round like that, the economy will come into question for Furia. The Panther aggressively down through the connector, the boost on up, pipe clear.
Oh, smoke goes down. Art's going to hold if they walk through it. If they disrespect, they will be impaled by the AWP.
Oh, well timed on the spam there. Art just kind of chipped away at and kept on notice. So in check. MIBR are slowing down the crawl. They haven't really taken any space over towards A so far, as they are concerned with pushes up through long and the party position. Smoke deployed, Art's vision removed, and as he starts to slink and slide on back. He does have two around the corner to greet him. Art's in a bit of trouble here.
Safe angle so good. Out long, head spotted just over the top of the rock. Now Art often in trouble. Oh! Can find his way out. It's a team kill actually. Art hit the leg shot. Had a chance for the collateral kill, but 3v3. That kill makes a difference. 45 seconds. Jota tries to get out Monster and Kesserado eventually on the last bullet gets the kill.
Well, this one should be done now, really. All that damage done to Exit there, I feel like Art's going to be kicking himself if he didn't get the collat. The lineup almost coming his way, and now the 2-on-4 situation looking like a save scenario every day of the week. Tucking tail back in towards the spawn and where they started, and holding on to these little goodies right here. Plenty of buffer between them and the closest CT, so no dramas. Gun saved, and away we go into round number 9.
Yeah, problem here for MIBR is they just can't find strings, right? They can't put the rounds together. No consecutive success.
0 kills for Woody.
Yeah, it's been rough. It really has. He's just been kindling to the fire of Furia. 7-1 now for the Furia side. Just systematic destruction to get their intended goal. And Yuri never really looks stressed. Always nice and comfortable. Same for Kesserado. I mean, you just see him on screen, just looking so comfortable. Kesserado feeling real good about this game right now.
How do you think Gary goes having to watch on the sideline? Right, we know he is sidelined. How do you think he stresses out while he watches the games, or do you think he has faith in the boys?
Not at this competition.
Next time round, maybe.
Yeah, maybe next time.
This is pacey.
Yeah, Turtle's charging. You know, Turtle's not known for their speed, but Art puts him down. Art attack.
There we go. That's a reference from everyone's. I'll take that back. That's a reference from Australian and British people's childhoods.
Did like Art attack.
Yeah, maybe they made it in your country too. My favorite was when he did things with salt. He made a vampire once upon a time.
Personally loved toilet roll tubes.
Okay, that's yeah, you can find plenty of those around the place.
You can make like a dog out of toilet roll tubes and spaghetti and all kinds of things.
Well, Art could be making spaghetti of this player towards long.
Well, he actually just gets turned into bolognese, taken out. Itchy removes him. So 55 seconds left. Down into a doable position here for MIBR. They have loved the slower pace here. MIBR waiting for aggression, and Yuri will certainly provide that aggression. Beating it out is a different story, and now the auto save. Oh, nice headshot. Cello just removes saved head. So now Yuri tasked with holding down the fort up towards the bathrooms. Once again, MIBR with 30 seconds left. It is this B play from Jota moving forward.
If Jota gets this kill, the rotation might come through. They can bring the bomb back over, and they are, but now they're stuck between both bomb sites. Exit committing towards B up short. Keserado's heard this, and once he gets the kill, it should have been the round. Bomb getting planted now. The digits will get punched on in, and Cello's still alive. He's going to take down Yuri. 1-on-2 for drop.
Yeah, he has to win this out with just a flash left. He can isolate that fight at short. The flash is good, but no overextension here. Haven't given him the chance. Drop. Oh, there's the peek. It comes around and exit to the headshot. That round looked as good as done, but MIBR find their way through the B site.
Felt like it really should have been Furia's round there. Kesserado getting that kill as they trundle into the B bomb site, unable to connect the damage onto the second, and this is how it started. Art just with a bit of a freebie, cops that nade. Back pedal out. Another little wombo combo. Anywhere where there's a flash in a setup like that, I love it. Right? It's just showing you that the communication, the teamwork of the teams are on point, but a great shot from Exit on low HP, and they will grab their second throughout all of this. One more. Furia will have no cash remaining. They've already forced bought in on the signs of drop and Art. 2 AWPs out, one for Kesserado, one for Safe, so you can tell they're already doing things a little bit funkier here. This is a great opportunity for MIBR to start building into this half. Safe not wanting to hang around for too long, aware that there is a timer on the upper bathrooms position as well. He has Yuri in combination down towards connector so far. The smoke to deny vision. And he's looking to push on through, I think. Let's call that one off. 2 players towards long. This is about to get crazy.
Little potential boost, but Kesserado aware that Turtle might want to extend around the flower bed, and now an AK at the ready. Yuri elsewhere moved ahead of Exit, and Art over the boost comes in with one. Eventually trotted out by Cello, but position now compromised. Cello would need to double up again. You can't do it onto the rifle picked up by Chaos Dorado. So just draw to left, often just the solo B lurker, and he has caught for Furia.
That's what I would be doing right there if I was the coach.
That's great, Chad. You've got your coaching.
That's the
panned
coaching
down.
clap. That'll be the coaching clap. Because how can you not be happy with it? How can you not be happy with that whatsoever? Understanding the space they've given up, the fact that Quesarado takes a shot with AWP, transitions to the AK, and does that damage. That was such a scary position to find yourself in, and they pull it off. 8-2. The score goes back in their favor, down towards the Pistolas. It is going to be MIBR as they do. Well, I was going to say Force, but Cello and Turtle haven't. Joda has. Woody's still yet to frag.
It's quick, and Yuri actually might get caught by this. Had it in his hand, but turns back with the rifle, and it's the ball down. That's quick. Pistol's gone.
Caramba.
I love that.
Another three-piece feed here. Yuri, he has 17 kills.
Yeah. He's having a great time. He's had multiple 3Ks, and he's always in the right position to deal with these quick rushes on the weaker buys. He's always in the right spot.
Yeah, he's well, yeah, he's had a 3K long, a 3K connector, and a 3K B.
Oh, if we can go back to that M4 up in the bathrooms, that would be really great. Oh, has he dropped it?
Which
Never mind.
M4?
I think it's called the Masterpiece. It looks.
Oh, yeah?
It looks. Oh no, it's not the Masterpiece.
Is it the
This one. This one. It looks like
Mosaic?
Yeah, so it looks like you know that one song that was like a one-hit wonder. Somebody that I used to know.
Leaded Glass, it's called.
Yeah, well that looks like the music video with a guy who
with
painted
Gautier.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, he's from New Zealand.
Yeah, well.
You're just somebody that I used to know. Somebody. With I forget her name. Wow, we got half of it.
Yeah, we got the song down, but it does look like the music video.
Someone do a comparison for Dinko here. Grab the picture of Gautier from that song, and get the gun, the leaded glass. And compare the
Photoshop his
pair.
face onto it.
Okay, is that like a meme?
Yeah, it could be. I think that's what.
Is that what memes are?
Could be classified as a meme, I guess. It's
Back in my day, memes were called jokes.
Yes, jokes don't exist anymore.
No.
People are just jokes.
And
these
you're not
days.
allowed to joke either, because you get slapped.
No, you have to meme, Chad. It's only a meme. I'm only memeing. It is great when old people figure out, well, what a meme is.
Kimbra.
Kimbra.
It's great that we have little people who live in our heads to give us all the information.
Yeah, more than usual.
Kimbra, that's right. So the problem with those type of songs, Dinko, is they come at quite an important time of my life, as I was a young adult, well, it'd be late teenager, wouldn't it? So whereas you are now just a young adult.
Yes.
So the musics that refining your life now are from the TikToks.
No.
No?
No.
I think you don't realize it, but they are.
I don't listen to those, Chad.
You don't need to. They're everywhere. Because then they
true.
make it onto the radio.
They just yeah, I don't listen to the radio.
Well, video killed the radio star.
It did. It really did. That's a good song.
Video. It's not. This isn't karaoke, everybody. I know we are in a booth right now, and we have got microphones.
What is the one song that you would bang out at a karaoke bar, Chad?
Probably some Linkin Park.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Any specific one?
I don't know if I would.
Crawling in my skin?
Numb's pretty easy to bang on out, I reckon.
Yeah, that's a good one. 9-2 though. MIB are about to feel numb if they lose this because, well, it's 9-2 right now. And that is rough to be in this situation.
Well, that incendiary keeps missing, the one that's meant to dribble a little bit further into playground, I do believe, but it isn't causing too many dramas just here. A deep one lobbed on out. Cello, you have been retained, and your smoke causes naught. Safe is having a bloody field day. Pushed up in playground, scoping on deep, and if you peer on out, you are dead meat.
I love this. You know, Safe, not really living up to his name in this round, but I always feel like he's got a shot, misses it, has to show the flash in instead.
Well, he's done so much here. He has bought oodles of time, because if MIBR want to claim this territory, first of all, they need to come from connector, and second of all, they need to push and press back. But into B, Jota goes. Wood, Molly dropped, flash back into play, and they could get swung on any moment here. Playing anti-flash, scared exactly of that. Woody sets them up, and away we go.
Pop flash in, Jotto the front man, and he looks to take down the barrels, but he's caught by the flash of Yuri. Utility is so on point, but luckily Turtle still fragging, still kicking, and now drop from the barrels claims the life of Woody. They know the Turtle was in the side itself. He didn't come up in the kill feed, so they know they have to check for him. And Yuri looks back to the barrels. Turtle tries to catch the element of surprise, but they were wise to his tricks. 30 seconds left. Exit and Cello. Gotta make something happen here. 28 seconds, I guess. Just drop back. Oh, you can't even do that because Drop has found you.
There's Drop's three-piece. He's up to 12 kills now. Cello gonna grab the bomb.
18 seconds.
Cello gonna save the gun. or try to. He might
or
get
die.
hunted down.
Yuri's looking for him. Headshot.
And spraying the body. And yelling over the fence. I'm loving it. I'm loving it all. It's exactly what we're here to see. I think regional Counter-Strike has a lot more of this. I used to love doing it back at the local LANs in Oz. I remember when we went to MSI Beta in 2013 as well, it was in China, but a large portion of the teams were regionally from either, well, I think we were the only Australian team. There was a lot from Southeast Asia / China, and then we had a couple of European imports come in. But that is back when LANs used to be like, our table was facing the opponent's table.
Yeah.
And we were pretty, we loved a bit of smack talk. We'd stand up, we'd stare them straight in the eye. They were a little bit scared to look at you when a big burly bunch of lads from Australia yelling in your face.
I went to an Irish LAN and there was a fight broke out because one of the teammates didn't buy him Subway.
Oh!
So
Well, you guys do things a bit differently, don't you?
well, quick play through a monster. It's Cello with one, Turtle also following it
the
up here.
nade.
And they've actually found some space on the T side, but can they pull it off? Look at the weapons they've got. Not a lot. And Art now scoping into the left side of things.
And they're pinned on in, safe. Locking down the retreat. Art locking down the path forward. A smoke to divide, and Safe takes down exit. Two more to find. Woody and Turtle marooned on the site, waiting for their demise as each second passes, the CTs close on in. Safe, positioning himself ready and raring. Yuri from the heavens, and a little bit concerned that this net may have been slipped here, but the lobsters are in the pot.
Oh, Art happily collecting the kill, and now Woody. He's had a very quiet game. He's had one kill so far.
And that was it.
And he needs to take down the remaining players. From nothing to a clutch, perhaps, for Woody, but Yuri haven't denied that. So 11-2. It's very, very solid here for Furia. And when you see them start on the CT side, it's always a rough showing. I think Furia are just so good playing the CT side. They're just in the rhythm.
I don't think there's any question right now. I don't like to use this term. I prefer to use different terminology. But I think out of all the teams here, Furia deserve the legend spot. They've earned the legend spot in my mind, based off of the Counter-Strike we've seen them play in recent history. And they are earning it right in front of our eyes. So another timeout called for MIBR. And if you're a Brazilian Counter-Strike fan, maybe you're a Furia fan. Maybe you own a nice little piece of merch like Dinko does, and you want to see them at the major over there in Antwerp, 2022, the first major of the year. Scan the QR code. And if you don't know how to scan the QR code, Google it.
Well, I'll tell you how
Or
to do
any
it.
search
Just
engine
open your
that you
camera
like.
on your phone.
Does it work on all phones?
Unless you've got an old Nokia phone with no camera on it, I would assume it works. You just scan it and then a link should come up.
Oh, okay. So learning how to QR with Dinko.
I like QR codes. They're kind of cool. They never really took off, and then they did.
They were ahead of their time.
They were.
Art is just jumping on the spot. And actually hanging around. Art, you're on 11 points of health here. Where do you go?
Caught Nigel. He's going to throw his Itchy deep into Khan. And get out of there. So not too much pressure put on towards him.
The nade just behind his head just there. He wants something. He's throwing the AK over. What's going on, Art?
He's juggling.
Yeah, well, it's been odd. And
what's he doing?
I don't know.
What is he doing?
Oh, he's got a flash. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
He's got a flash set up. Yuri's in connector, but everybody from MIBR is going up through A. Problem is here, you still got to deal with Safe, who's in the bathrooms, and he's been very difficult to remove from these positions.
Yeah, and if they just go straight up through mid and make their way in towards the side, I was going to say they could circumvent him completely, but he has now rotated back towards the dice box. He's currently the only player. Their biggest drama is Yuri going to come up connected behind them. So whoever is in charge with holding that down needs to make sure that Yuri doesn't get away with more than one kill, because he could just mow them all down. The silence down forward is going to be scary. Safe looking like he wants to play retake on the site. He's in between two mines right now. The U2 in the air, 20 seconds left, and here he comes.
Oh, well, they're setting up an execute, and Yuri does not like that. Removes Woody. Looking the wrong way. Now they decide, well, let's not turn back and fight. Instead, let's move forward. Let's try and take the fights on the side, because we don't have much time. And Art has rotated up. The initial damage finally collected, and the kill locked in. Bomb plank going through, and Furia finally in a position where they have to sweat a little bit. Back into it, at least. Yuri has actually got the position behind, and he's managed to kill. Now this puts pressure on the truck player who's spotted him out, sees the feet, exit not overcommitting, not taking the fight, but he knows exactly where he is, and now the forces, they converge on the site, but Cello, he's holding. He's got a strong hold on this one, a tight grip with the time, it's ticking, and Jota swings out to close. A third round for MIBR.
Yeah, 11-4 on the half, not too shabby. They should be able to work with that, but that's about converting it. Yuri trying to do absolutely everything there, and he's lonesome. He just needed one contribution from a teammate, and they could have likely picked that one up. It was another 3K there from Yuri. But it wasn't enough. This is the freebie in the back of Woody, who's having a real rough go at things. It felt like there was either too much communication going, or he didn't identify exactly what the sound cues were, so he got pantsed in that situation. And Cello with a bit of destruction on the top of the site, but the buy back out, naught for safe and MP9 for Art. It is looking good as they will get the extinguish on. Their intent has been noted. Safes 2, aggressive. Looking for a lurk around the smoke position. Flashback, fighting forward, and Turtle gets the opener this time round. Just blindsided, another kill to come on in. This time it's Cello taking out Yuri, who have managed 24 kills in the first half.
24 in the first half. Ridiculous. But MIBR might manage a fourth round.
Look at the push on B right now. Queserado is so far forward with the timing on this.
I don't know if they're going to see him.
Oh, he's smoking off monsters, so they don't think he's here. Oh, genius play. Genius play.
Big brain for Queserado. They're taking their time, but they're about to line up, and now two players on a silver platter for Queserado. How does he like it? Medium rare. He takes down 2, no problem.
Exit turned around, but I don't think he spotted him.
2 players left. Minute left. Nade goes through, and now just Turtle. Well, as I say, the Turtle's not going to help him now. Found himself a headshot, drop out of play as we go under a minute left. Still a big clutch ahead of him. Flashes go through. Bowman is back. 2 players to try and take down Art and Queserado. If he tries to go up through Heaven to A, because Art's got that. If he drops back through Connector, Queserado's got that. So Turtle has to commit to the site in the limited time. Well, he's 4 HP as well. Nothing really going for him in this.
Yeah, B is his coffin right now, and as soon as he starts to plant, that's when Art's just going to leap from the heavens here. So being able to maneuver his way into the bomb site at least, but so many corners to clear, and time now really becoming the problem. 15 seconds, footsteps now starting to be noted. The plant comes on in, it's a fake. No push, they're calling the bluff, they're allowing him to play out the round. 8, 7, has to go for it now. Now there's no time at all. Turtle dancing between the two. MP9 to the side of the head, and that was a 3-on-5. That round started with Safe and Yuri getting pantsed, and Queserado's genius maneuver just winning the round single-handedly. So beautiful stuff, 12-3. And the second half is where we shall see if there's anything in the tank for MIBR. But this is great. A masterclass from Furia here today.
And this is what I talk about when obviously we're not really seeing them too stressed out, but Yuri, for me, can be the best player on this team sometimes. He's just, I think, goes under the radar a little bit. He is a rifler, of course. Doesn't have the flare of it all the time. Doesn't have the crazy, massive clutches, but the efficiency he has is just, it's great to watch. I love the stability that it provides, and Yuri having a great time in this game. 12-3. Furia are now 4 away from a legend spot at the PGL Major Antwerp 2022. You can see the odds at the bottom of your screen. Ugh. That's more like a rugby score rather than odds like that. It looks kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, this is really rough here for MIBR. I don't know if anybody really expected a different game.
No, I think maybe a few people, maybe expecting a bit more out of MIBR.
The thing is, like, this is where people will go, it's Counter-Strike, anything's possible, and it is. But
very much true.
There was once upon a time where when you were the favored team, you were meant to shellac your opponents. I was on the receiving end of plenty of ownings. And the same thing when I was in Australia, when we would versus the domestic teams, we would smash them, and we would take great pleasure in smashing them. But a smashing pistol here for MIBR. 3 kills out the gates, 2-on-5, back to B, Furia go.
Well, bomb plant would make a big difference here. You can get a force out of the next round if you want. Got a lot of rounds to play with here, Furia. Bomb goes down, extra money picked up. Now it's about damage. Can you take a few players down on the way out?
I feel Joda's won the round with the around the world maneuver.
Yeah, it seems like that's the insurance policy, especially with the distraction. Joda headshot immediately there. Not a single player goes down for MIBR. They do concede the plant, but I think they'll be very happy with how that pistol went.
Yeah, it was good shooting. It's a team ace. Everybody getting a kill right there for MIBR to get this one across the line. So the pistol round is done and dusted, but now it comes down to the conversion, and this is where life gets very difficult against a team like Furia. Operating with limited weapons is pretty much in their namesake. AK in the hands of Safe. We're going to see a scout for Queserado getting dropped across to Art, so Queserado will get an AK in exchange. Quite a nice little deal. A smoke being left there from Exit to keep that monster position blocked on off. The Lils are out, and a deagle for Yuri. So a pretty threatening looking buy here. If you compare the pair, it can be hard to separate the two in the purchase department. This is aggressive. This is very aggressive. Trundling on down. Cello going to take a fight. They're continuing to biff. They're continuing to battle. Safe's gone. Art's got one back and flashed on off. The tag is there. Cello low. Needs to hightail it out. A dodge. Woody looking to push through as well.
Oh. Woody swings out, takes a little bit of a fight, and now begins to drop back. It's always scary when Fury get rifles into their hands. And now they're holding for the long bathrooms play. Woody would be wise not to overextend. Let them come into your crosser, draw them into the trap. But even then, he's 50 HP, so body shot should be enough to take him out, and drop will easily collect his life.
And if Yuri comes over, he can get himself into something a little bit better than the scout. Right? There's another rifle on the ground here. Actually, maybe just keep the scout. He's just tagged Jodo. Jodo's on 30. This round is done. 13-4. I can see the future.
Wow. Crystal ball needed for that one, Chad.
Yeah, it's taken me years to refine this. I did palm reading initially.
Yeah.
Then I moved more into the tarot cards, and now it is obviously mastering that crystal ball.
Next is the Harry Hugo telepathy kind of clicking, snapping thing.
Yeah, a little game that the two of them used to play in the schoolyard, I imagine. Bringing in, trying to turn a school game into a party trick. It impressed a couple of people.
It did. It impressed a few people. You nearly got him, but
I did try and make it a little bit more difficult, didn't I?
Furia now moving up through long with 3 remaining players. No one around. It's going to be nice and easy to put that bomb down. Beep, boop, 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 beep. What's the code for the bomb, Chad?
Starts with a 7, right?
7 something.
I don't get past the 7.
7, 5, 8, 0,
What
1.
do you feel like? Some people have gotten some quirky Counter-Strike tattoos. I'm trying to think of, so there's some cool ones out there.
Okay.
I think the more niche references are pretty cool.
Yeah, like something that doesn't make it obvious what it is. But
Well,
like,
it's okay if you want it to be obvious.
Oh, okay.
It's your own body, right? So
Yeah.
if you're choosing to put it on there, put it whatever you want. But my point is, I don't have any tattoos. Do you have any tattoos?
No.
Yeah, you're like me, bit of a clean-cut gentleman. Are you thinking about getting any tattoos?
No.
Yeah, me either.
I mean, I thought about it for a while when I was kind of going through like, oh, I'm bored during the pandemic.
Well, you're thinking about getting a tattoo because you were bored.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was just like,
Yeah, why not, I guess.
Yeah, it's like, well, and then I thought, well, the thing about tattoos is they seem sore and they're permanent, and maybe if I don't like it, I'm gonna have to be stuck with it. And yeah, I did notice Launders has a few cool ones. He's got like a Dark Souls tattoo in his arm. I love it. He's got some cool ones for sure. But nah, CS:GO tattoo. I think Simples is the coolest, but with the cash drop down.
Oh, he also has a plane on his hand. Yeah.
I love that is a really cool one. Some artist designs it perfectly for you. You get it done. That would be it. You get it completed.
Well,
Exit. Getting boosted up. And 1BR are just trying to see what they can do here. You can see a little bit of a boost, maybe. Even that. Like, what can you do if you're MIBR? You're just boost up. Queserado immediately just stops what he's doing, flicks up, hits the headshot.
yeah, because they're extinguished, there's a couple of options available. One have been the push through into sewer. The second is that boost. And if you've even done the slightest bit of homework on your opponent and you know what their go-to little maneuvers to find a pick are on saved gun rounds, that would have been told to Furia today before they went into Overpass. Right? This team likes to do this triple boost. Because honestly, outside of the Americas RMR, I can't remember the last time I actually saw that triple boost. It's not very common.
It's not common at all,
No,
really.
so we've seen it a couple of times in a couple of days. So it's obviously something here that certain opponents are happy to rock on out. But 14-4.
I feel like it's a pretty risky boost to do. It's fine in these kind of rounds, but if you do that in a gun round, you're committing a couple of players to the sandbags, right? And if you get rush monster, sure, you're giving a lot of space. So that's probably why we don't see it a whole lot. Any boost that commits too many resources, you don't see too often. I do love Overpass, the amount of boosts you do see, though.
Yeah, it's interesting that. Oh, okay, all right. Well, Art trying to get the wall bang on through.
Oh, it's held on for a mere moment before drop confirms the kill.
I don't think there's any question in the world who the better team is here. This is a nice quick day at the office for everybody involved.
Yeah, for MIBR, it's not really a lot to get too hyped about. I think now you realize you are being outclassed. You have to explore the major.
This is their map choices.
Yeah, that's a little rough. A lot of work to be done for MIBR. This is kind of a little insight to the level. You've obviously made it to the major, but this is a little insight, a little taster of what is to come when you go to the major. When you play against the best teams in the world, you're going to get levels like this, and you're going to have to try and deal with that. So
Yeah, in the best of ones, I think that they'll be able to be a bit more competitive. They won't be so outclassed across the map pool, but in the best of threes, that's where life's going to get very difficult. And realistically, you've only got, what, 2-3 weeks until
it's not
the major.
a lot of time.
Yeah, so you have to try and fix a lot and get a lot going your way. But
for Fury, they have even more now if they make the legend spot, right?
Very true, very true. So they get a bit of extra time here to continue to refine how they want to approach the game. And down to the pistols here to defend against 15. So the USPs come walking down the connector stairs. They have one player over towards the B bomb site. That is going to be Cello. He's going to hope to at least show a bit of a presence here so they don't just stroll on in. But K-Serrato might have a couple on his plate. If they swing open that door, oh, they're going to push on full. Door does swing open. K-Serrato caught off guard, gets 1.5. The AK drop, but look at the mini-map, everybody. Top left of your screen, you're about to see with this nice little overhead camera that the A-bomb site was empty. And because of which, the spacing, the pace, and the bomb are going to get planted as the bomb site has already been fortified. You've got this very forward position now of Yuri. Let's see how many he can get.
Another 3K for Rapchat.
What's that? He's 25th kill. 26th kill.
Molly goes down.
I think, who did he just kill then? Like, because he was shooting the body, he dropped the Molotov on the body. You know, he's having a bit of fun.
He's cremating them.
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. Flash on through, exit, seeing if he can retain. Very diligent with these spams, aren't they, Furia?
And MIBR have not been given a slither of mercy, have they? So you can't really even save your rifles. Luckily this time, it's actually away with one because, oh no, they won't all the way out the door.
We make it none, don't we?
Yes, well, that is horrible.
Okay, well,
And the grand scale of things doesn't really do a lot anyway. Most likely here, Fury very, very close to closing this. MIBR, this would be a comeback for the ages if they find their way into this one. Maybe a few rounds now to try and make the scoreline look a bit more respectable on the way out the door.
our job is not only to keep the viewers here and engaged, but if you've got something to do, leave now to beat the traffic. K-Serrato's already found the opener. There's no traffic. But I have made that comment before in an arena before.
That's a good
While
idea.
doing the analyst desk.
Yeah.
Leave now to beat the traffic. I'm sure the boss is not too happy with that type of...
Grab some snacks on the way out, grab your merch, all that.
Get your hot dogs.
Yes. We do actually have an interview most likely towards the end of this. That's what it's sticking around for.
Okay, so if they're quick, we can get into the interview quicker here because the kills keep on coming. Yuri, 27 frags to his name, just absolutely storming away with this one. The exit, last man standing, and they're going to knife him. They're going to knife him. They are going to...
Well, he tried.
I think they still might try.
That would have been 2 knives for Art in this map so far. Exit playing up on the smoke, shots coming down past him. They know exactly where he's coming from. One more kill, and Fury have confirmed it, but Exit is doing a bit of damage. K-Serrato on the flank around should be the insurance policy for that legend spot. He's around the backside, Exit looking the wrong way. And assassination, 1 bullet does it. Furia are heading to the major with a legend spot locked in.
Probably one of the easier matches for Fury here to get themselves a legend spot, but celebrating nonetheless. Big smiles on the faces, and this is what they came here to the Americas RMR to achieve. That legend status going to be top 16 of the major now by virtue of their performance here. Beautiful stuff, and should be very happy with themselves. They came, they took care of business, they didn't falter, they did exactly what they needed to do, and they should be happy with how this one's gone on down.
Yeah, they conquered their region, no problem in this event, and they approached every game with the same Furia style. They have the flair. We get to see Drop warming up, feeling comfortable in the team. Lots to take away here for Furia, and I'm very excited to see them heading into the major.
Yeah, I think that's everybody's tune as far as Furia comes, right? Because the best teams in the world, we all know that most of them come from the European region. And the fact here that we have Fury who can be a contender for that, the ones who get to fly that Brazilian flag, they are the best team not only from Brazil, but I think currently, right, the best team from the Americas in general, and they've proven that here today. You're getting a bit of a highlight reel right now, which is most likely going to be just one-way traffic from Furia. MIBR had a couple of fleeting moments here, but that was an absolute destruction getting taken on down against them here. And in their own map choice, probably going to be feeling very flat about this MIBR. You had one team who was coming in to take care of business, the other attempting to challenge, and didn't feel like there was much challenge at all.
No, absolutely not. It was a Furia systematic destruction. You see the system on the CT side. It's what we talk about a lot. On the CT side, they're just so consistent, hard to break through. And once you get a CT start like that, there's no real coming back from things for MIBR. It's great to see, though. It's absolutely great to see that Furia are at this level right now. We want to see kind of where Liquid are at, see how they finish strong. We've got EG a little bit later on down there playing against Party Astronauts. So I think plenty more exciting action to come throughout the day. And see where the dust settles here in the Americas.
Yeah, so for everybody who will be watching at home, there'll be no more games on the secondary stream for today. We'll be back tomorrow to bring you the deciding matches for the Americas. The Asian RMR will be kicking off on the main stream. That has the Renegades, obviously Tyloo, IHC, and the late call-up of LFO. Those 4 teams will be contending for 2 spots over at the Major. And then later in the week, well, early next week, we will be having the European side of things kick on off. But here's the scores on the doors. 12 kills was the most that anybody was able to post on the MIBR side, and on the other side, 27 kills in total for Yuri. What a banger of a performance.
Absolutely. Yuri, very exciting to see him at this level. Just multi-kill after multi-kill against some of the weaker guns, some gun rounds. Great to see Yuri up there. And
157 ADR.
yeah, that's pretty wild.
That's pretty wild indeed.
He was just nearly getting 2 kills per round. It's kind of ridiculous on average across the entire map. So, you know, we're looking at the future of Furia, and it is bright. I can see now why they made the decision to bring in Drop. I think we started seeing Drop start to fit in around the last RMR, just before PGL Major in Stockholm. It was the IM Fall. We started to see Drop just kind of show us what he's got a little bit, and I think we're very much seeing why Drop is in the roster.
He's looking more sure of his decision making. That is one of the things here, because in some moments in the early days he was looking like he was finding his feet, but that's what happens when you're a younger player and you're slotting into a team where the roles of the others are quite defined, right? We know what Yuri, we know what Kesarado are going to bring, we know what Art's going to bring to the table, and of course Safe on that AWP. So Furia, if you're not excited about Furia, you're not watching the type of Counter-Strike they're playing, because this team are looking hot.
Absolutely. You know, you look at Drop as a player as well. He's normal, right? That's how it's meant to happen. You're meant to take time to get good at the game. We have been kind of ruined by the likes of Bit coming in, and he took a little while, but when he clicked, it was just insane. We've seen a lot of rookies come in and just really rise to the top. So
I'm going to put you on the spot here for a moment, Dinko. Out of all the teams still remaining, the 6 teams still remaining in the Americas RMR, we can list them off. Salcatano, 9C. I don't know who's won that game right now. That one's still happening. We obviously are then going to have the EG versus Party Astronauts game, right? Who do you think is going to be making it on through here? Which team do you think is going to grab that 6th spot?
You know, this is one that will probably come back to bite me, but I think EG.
You think EG?
I think EG, yeah.
They should.
They should.
Out of all the teams remaining, EG should.
Yeah. And I mean, I have to go with what should be. I think they could absolutely lose today to Party Astronauts, but I feel like the nerves will get to some of the younger teams, and I think EG will probably pull it through.
This is the type of opponents that an EG should be beating up on here. So it'll be exciting to see how that one all unfolds. You can find that at twitch.tv/PGL. We are just trying to get an interview coming your way for everybody at home here to speak to the victors. So maybe we get it, maybe we don't.
I'm sure they're celebrating right now.
Yeah, well, they should have. Did they already do the whole champagne thing?
Yeah, I think they probably did. I didn't quite see any
champagne again. You champagne once.
Yeah, you champagne once.
And the next time you champagne is if...
Is it more like a Prosecco thing the second time around, or...?
I don't know, maybe a bit more. Yeah, brunch.
Yeah.
But it's going to be lunchtime now.
It's a nice watch there, Chad.
Thank you very much. It's a mole past a freckle, and the hair is catching up.
Wow, I like it. My... Yeah, mine's actually the same time. We're synced up. We're synced up, Chad. We're synced up. But yes, I was just waiting, unfortunately, for the interview. It's taking a little long for Furia to get into that position.
They're probably still fist bumping,
I'm wondering,
hugging.
are we going to get Maui Snake live and in the flesh to do it? Or
I think we're going to do the interview.
Oh, we're going to do the interview. That's cool.
Well, I think.
Well, that would be cool.
I like doing interviews.
I do too. It's always a treat to speak to the players. Maui's been enjoying himself over in that palace.
He's been doing some fun games, like the one he did where you build the roster with NAF. With the different slots there. That was pretty good to watch.
Yeah, Maui's been having a great time. I think he has a good rapport with a lot of the American players, obviously coming from that region himself. Yeah. Played a few games with him last night. Maui showing me the NA way. It's not too bad, I suppose.
Holding W, I suppose.
Yes, it is. Yes, and you know, we had some language barriers, I think, with Launders as well. He was calling me on an overpass to go rush stairs, and I went to a different stairs, and he was like,
Does he mean like T-stairs or
no,
connector
stairs.
Okay, well,
but they
that's
just call it
connector.
stairs, and I just call it connectors. So
But it
yeah,
connect-
very
connects the map.
confusing. Yeah, they
Yeah.
got annoyed at me because I didn't go connector. So
Well, maybe next time you guys need to sit down, bring up a map.
We do.
Right, go over all the position names, because this is one of the issues here. Communication is key in Counter-Strike.
It is, absolutely.
It's key. But yeah, look, the 10-mans are still going on. How late did you play last night?
well, I played till midnight.
Okay.
So I still had a good 9.5 hours sleep, or less, 9 hours sleep.
Okay.
And so I was all good. I don't know how long everybody else stayed up to.
Harry and Hugo normally up until about the AMs.
They're
love
the
it-
real
they love
gamer
a good
hours.
5
Yeah,
AM,
they are the real gamer hours. We split up Harry and Hugo for the first time last night, Chad.
Oh dear, how did it go?
Well, not very well for Harry, I will say that.
Really? He
Yeah.
needs his Hugo.
He needs his Hugo.
Okay.
The Harry without Hugo is it's half a human, really.
Yeah, the HH combo. Well, look, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Counter-Strike fans around the globe. I'm going to take us on another tangent. Shall we go on another?
Yes,
shall we
let's go down the rabbit
Let's go
hole.
down another rabbit hole here. Let's start talking about the European Group A. Now, I don't have
Okay.
all the teams off the top of my head, but I can remember a bunch of them.
I can get them up here, Chad.
Yeah, do that. Why not? Oh,
Never mind. I can't go into
See,
this
that's the thing,
weird
we baited
wild
everybody.
studio.
We baited
Yeah,
everybody
there we
in.
go. We
But
forced it.
we do have Art standing by. Art, can you hear us?
Yes, guys, don't leave me. Hello.
Yeah, no, it's all right. It's all right. We were talking about how good you were and the team, and Safe been in there and dropped from the academy roster, and now starting to really find his place. But first and foremost, you came to achieve the legend spot, I assume. You got what you wanted, right?
Yeah, definitely.
You're the best team in the Americas region, no doubt.
I don't know. That's up to you to say, not me. Maybe.
Well, you've won. So you've won the Americas
Technically.
RMR, so I think you can take
Okay,
that
right
title, no
now,
problem.
by fact, yes.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on the legend spot. Obviously, feels like you guys are the most deserved to take that. Looking forward, with Safe now coming into the roster, seems like everything is clicking so well now. Does it feel a lot more easy for you to get away with your playstyle in the early rounds, knowing you've got the likes of Safe just able to back you up in the late round?
Yeah, most definitely. When we have players behind me, I feel way more comfortable doing my plays. I know that if I succeed, it's going to be way easier to convert around. And if I don't succeed, maybe the space I created is enough for my team to win the situation.
Art, I want to ask you about the matchup you just had against MIBR. It looked a bit too easy. Did it feel a bit too easy to play?
Kinda. I don't know. I was not playing the game. I was just being a part of the game. My teammates did all the dirty job. I was just there calling something out or trying to help you. But it was like, for them, I think it was easier.
We noted a little bit of obviously yelling back and forth between both teams, a bit of spraying some bullets into the dead bodies. Was that all in good fun, or is there a little bit of bad blood between Fury and MRBR?
Oh, most definitely not. They're like they like to scream, and we are like on the same mood as them. So we're just like shooting the bodies to like kind of balance out things, because we are like yelling as well. But it's all good. Like we like each other. Also, I'll congratulate my BR. It was very nice for them to get the major spot, even on this fashion, like 3-0. It's very nice for them. I remember when I qualified, so it's an amazing feeling.
Yeah.
Just have one last question for you. Looking at Drop, he looks so much more comfortable now. We even see him getting fired up, screaming on the other side of things. Can you feel it within the team that he's a lot more comfortable now?
Yeah, he was very tense in the first match of the major when we played against Leviathan, and after that he just unleashed. So he was playing without fear. He did not was thinking about committing mistakes. He was thinking about playing the game. So he was way more comfortable now.
Just a quick one here. You obviously now have a big lead up until the major. What is happening for Furia between now and when you're going to compete in Antwerp?
We're gonna go to United States, back to our houses. We're gonna practice from there. I think we have a qualifier and also a tournament in between. I'm not sure, but we're gonna practice from there. Probably until like 1 week for the major, maybe 2, and we'll go back here to practice.
Okay, beautiful stuff. All right.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, Art. Congratulations on your win. Congratulations on the legend spot. I'm looking forward to Fury. Always a pleasure to speak to Art. Always gives some great answers as well.
Yeah, I love watching him in the server here. But I think there's no doubt the best team in the Americas right now. Everybody else seemed to crumble at the wayside, and Furia just continuing this really hot form. So going to be great to see them in a couple weeks' time. And as you said, they've got some qualifiers, some tournaments, a lot going on for Furia, and a lot more Counter-Strike if you want to watch the Brazilian team, the best from the region at the moment, doing what they do best.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that. But that is us wrapped up for this best of 3. As Chad was saying, the B stream is done. The rest of the action will continue over on the A stream. We'll have decided matchups tomorrow here in the secondary stream, but for the rest of the day, go over to that A stream. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
To succeed in this game, you need to invest in yourself. Be daring. Innovate. Calculate. Never hesitate. Follow your instincts. Don't follow the crowd. Back yourself. Bank your wealth. Analyze, strategize, and galvanize. Now is the time. Take your shot.
Let's go. Battle is on. Burst RMR views with a double bonus. Get insurance for single and combo bets, both up to 20 euros. Fire up with GGBet. GGBet, this is real.